Tonight's game is being played according to the rules of the Minnesota State High School League for Fair Play. Please show positive sportsmanship. What you do and say reflects on your team, your school, and your community. Enjoy the game by being a good sport. Let's meet the starting lineup. First, the guests on the scoreboard, the Pelican Rapids Vikings.
So save two more down by you. Is Blaine here? Yep, we got the helmet.
Introducing their starting defensive unit. Number 54, linebacker, a sophomore, Levi Hillicock. At safety, number 0, a junior, Ethan Eisman. At cornerback, a sophomore, number 1, Aiden Checo D'Souza. At linebacker, number 4, a junior, Bricker Haugrud. At safety, a senior, number 5, McLean Hubland. At safety, number 8, a senior, Miguel Torres. At defensive end, a junior, number 10, Calvin Norton. At defensive end, a sophomore, number 55, Michael Onrud. At defensive end, a senior, number 66, Harley Jacobson.
Oh, I didn't even think about covering
At defensive tackle, a junior, number 72, Roscoe Stubbs. And at defensive tackle, a junior, number 78, Edwin Escobar. Head coach of the Vikings, Eli Beachy. Assistant coaches, Ryan Beachy, Jensen Beachy, Chris Hacker, Jan-Erik Lindberg, Mitch Verdorn.
That's funny.
All right, we got some special introductions tonight. Let's welcome the future of Barnesville football, ladies and gentlemen. Grades K through 4 flag football players. Running out first, the kindergarten and first grade Barnesville Bears. Next up, the second grade Barnesville Jets. Now, give it up for the third grade, Barnesville Patriots. Followed by another third grade squad, the Barnesville Texans. And finally, here come the fourth grade Barnesville Trojans. Give it up for your future Trojan football stars. Why is it so quiet, Trojan fans?
And welcome back. Derek Hansen, Nate Cohn with you on the mighty 790 KFGO, KFGO.com, and also the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel as we got high school football tonight, and you can hear everything that's going on with the big announcement. It's kind of a raucous thing. It's quite an atmosphere here, isn't it, Nate?
Yeah, it's really something. It's nothing like Friday Night Lights, but, man, they really do it well in Barnesville.
Going to be a big one tonight as we're going through the starting lineups right now for the Barnesville Trojans. Jake Strand, the quarterback, also tailbacks Major Ness, Connor Kilmeen, and Cameron Halverson. Eli Amundsen's one of the ends, as well as Owen Thorkelson. And on the line, we got Cody Mostu, Jack Martin, who's, I think, out tonight, I do believe I saw, and then Leonard Hardog and Jackson Meyer. So that's the biggest thing. We talked so much about so many of these young men that we talk about with these skill positions, like a Cam Halverson and obviously Major Ness, but it does come down to some of those big guys up front, and that certainly is a difference maker as well.
Well, absolutely. That's where football games are really won, is right on the line of scrimmage. I mean, it's really tough to get anything going on offense or defense if you're not winning those battles right on the front line.
And, of course, that is one thing that Pelican Rapids is going to have to deal with. As we mentioned before, the Vikings have a lot of great skill position players. I think you'll be very impressed with this quarterback, Grady Larson, who's only a junior this year. And whether or not they can stop Ricker Haugrug and McLean Hovland on the ground, and Aiden Chekadisouza, and then Ethan Eisenman, also Miguel Torres on the outside. So that's going to be the job tonight for the Barnesville Trojans. Here on the home and campus of Barnesville High School, there was a nice little moment of silence here because, a lot of these communities know each other, and there's no question about that. And Rick Evanson, you probably heard in KFGO News, a very sad story this week. He's going to Steam Thresher Hill at Rolog and was missing for a while and sadly passed away unexpectedly. And certainly a lot of people, and for me and in the wrestling community, know him and his boys and many wrestling mats and tournaments all throughout the time of Pelican Rapids wrestling. So it's just a classy guy, and he is a pillar of the Pelican Rapids community and very well known to both these communities. And that's one thing about it. You're from a small town area too. As much as you can be rivals in a lot of different sports, everyone kind of knows each other. And down to it, you're just kind of a big family, and that certainly was the case, and just a sad story there. So a moment of silence in the honor of Rick Evanson is certainly going to be missed by so many people all throughout much of southern and eastern Clay County, and certainly that part of Otter Tail County as well in the community of Pelican Rapids. So we're going to get things going here. Pelican Rapids, they won the toss. They chose to defer, and the Barnesville Trojans will receive, and they decided here in the first quarter to go from east to west, which is going to go right into the sun here. And it was always kind of interesting when you have your football fields, how you're built. And that's the one thing about it this time of year. The sun's still out here in September, this time of day. So many times the quarterback's looking right into the sun in these situations. We'll see how much they decide to put the ball in the air, talking about Jake Strand and that, which is pretty much a ground-heavy running attack with that power T for sure. So get things going. Kicking off for the Pelican Rapids Vikings is Jimmy Salazar, so 5'6" sophomore. Back deep for the Trojans.
Off for the Vikings.
Cameron Halverson and Major Ness.
Number 9, Jimmy Salazar.
And we're about ready to get underway. Pretty full house here again, which is not all that unexpected on the home side of things. People wearing glad, and it kind of filled in with black and orange across the way. Salazar's going to kick it deep, and Ness is going to take it at about the 15-yard line. He's trying to pick it up, and he does. As he hesitates, he gets out a few tackles, but then he's brought down at about the 17-yard line. So just kind of muffing the ball around, and Ness was able to try to make something out of nothing, was not able to do it there. And he leaves the field, so he's not actually going to be out there starting here. So we'll see what this backfield looks like with Major Ness on the sidelines. And Coach Strand want to talk to him a little bit about that situation. So here comes Strand. We got Cameron Halverson. Along with him, Jake Clemene. It looks like Tate Pana is back there, I do believe, in the fullback position, which is a key part of this power T offense. As Strand takes a snap on 1st and 10, delay give. Halverson, he breaks a few tackles before he's tripped up. And I think if he wasn't tripped up there, that would have been a huge gain. Picks up about 3 on the play. Gets up to the 21-yard line, so bring up a 2nd down and 7.
Well, there you go. 1 yard at a time early. Smash mouth football for sure.
From their 21-yard line.
Amundsen split out. He's the end to this side. Parker Strom, the end to the other side. It's Pana now. Handoff give up the middle, and I do believe it's Halverson again on that fullback trap. Not much there. Nice job. Kind of looked like Roscoe Stubbs was able to get things blocked up there, the 245-pound, 6-foot junior for the Vikings. So a big 3rd down and 5 coming up here. And, wishing to defer going against this high-powered offense. If the Vikings can make a stop here, that certainly would be a victory for them in the first possession if they can make them go 3 and out.
Well, absolutely. Anytime you can keep the Barnesville offense off the field, I think you're winning, especially when you take it on the opening kickoff and you choose to defer, get the ball in the second half. It'd be nice.
So Pana now, he is the back to the near side. Fullback is Cam Halverson. Clemeen, the far tailback on his power tee. Back to pass is Strand. He has a man wide open. Parker Strum. He has it. He catches it. Gets it all the way up to the 40-yard line. He keeps on going, breaking tackles. Crosses midfield all the way to the 47-yard line. So we talk so much about running. Nice play action pass there from Jacob Strand to Parker Strum.
Strom there with a nice job to just finish through 3 defenders. I mean, just incredible taking guys with him. And like you'd mentioned right before the kickoff, throw into the sun a little off, but Strom did a good job sticking with it. Ends up getting a big gain.
He had a big catch to set up a 1-yard touchdown plunge last week against Roseau. As we're 2 minutes into the first quarter here, no score here on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. 1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 47-yard line of the Vikings. Pitch to the far side here, comes out to Halverson. He breaks free, gets in the clear, breaks tackles, and now he's in the clear. Gets all the way to the 30, to the 20, and he is gone. Touchdown Trojans, a 48-yard touchdown run for Cam Halverson. And just like that, it's 6-0 Trojans.
Explosive legs there, working through a tackle, finding an open lane, and then just takes it to the outside and hits pay dirt.
So a nice run there.
Now we got a flag down after the play.
Looks like we have a personal foul coming up here. Not sure what the call is. Looks like it. The touchdown will be good, but it is unsportsmanlike conduct on the Trojans. And so we'll see I'm not sure who it's on, but that'll make for an interesting situation.
Be on the kickoff.
It'll be on the kickoff, so it is going to be a normal 2-point attempt here coming up for the Trojans. 9:48 left here in the first quarter. Power T formation, Strand. Delay give, and it's going to go in, and Pana gets the 2-point conversion. So, again, with 9:48 here in the first quarter, our score on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, it is the Barnesville Trojans 8, Pelican Rapids nothing. You're listening to high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO and also the Barnesville High School YouTube channel.
You live around here and work way over there? Well, why not work where you live? Barnesville is on the move, so you don't have to. With career opportunities in tech, entertainment, construction, industrial, healthcare, and retail. On average, commuting costs over $8,000 per year, 25 hours a month, and countless missed memories. And seriously, who's gonna miss the winter drive? Check out all the career opportunities in our area. Visit barnesvilljobs.com.
Derek Hansen, Nate Cohn with you on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. 8-0 after a Cameron Halverson 48-yard touchdown run. Point after attempt good by Pana. And just like that, one thing about it, yards after contact. And that's the thing with Cam Halverson. Not only is he big, I mean, he's a runner-up in the state wrestling last year. He can bench 360 pounds, and he is just a force. So you got to bring him down once you get that first contact.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, a guy that absolutely lives in the weight room, and it's going to make him a tough tackle, and he proved it right there on that last run.
Strand kicks it off, and it just dies right at the 48-yard line, and the Trojans recover. A weird pooch kick. This happened last week against Roseau, too. There's no one to receive it for the Vikings, and it just flopped down at the 45-yard line and died. It was like a golf shot right into a sandbox.
Just a crazy backspin on that, hit the grass, and just really strange.
I think the Viking player thought it was going to go out of bounds, and it did not.
Well, good job there by him to dive right on it, make sure that they get it.
Unbelievable. So things not starting off well for the Vikings. They have yet to touch the ball, and right now, second possession coming up for the Trojans at the Viking 45-yard line. Strand, handoff, delay, give again. And it looks like it's Clemeen. Clemeen's taking people with him all the way across the 35-yard line down to about the 33. And Jake Clemeen, holy cow, that was unbelievable. That's Connor Clemeen. Many times we say his dad's name. No, it's Connor Clemene. His dad's upstairs doing the team video. So it's first down to 10 now for the Trojans, leading 8-0 on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. And just like that, tough start for Eli Beachy and his squad. Exactly everything they didn't want to happen. They had a muff punt last week against Hawley, and now this is coming back to beat them as we have a little broken play. It's a keeper there. It's a fake give, I think, to Major Ness. And Major Ness is complaining there's a chop block, and coaches are saying, hey, don't worry about it. We'll take care of that stuff. As Jake Strand's coming in, no gain. Just kind of looked, there was some miscommunication. That did not look right from him. Many times they do a quarterback keeper off that fake give up the middle, but there was nowhere for Jake Strand to go.
Right, and if you're Pelican Rapids, you got to hope you can kind of build on this and win the next play, and hopefully, maybe limit what this Barnesville offense can do with this possession.
Second down to 10 now for the Trojans at the Pelican Rapids 33-yard line. Strand back to pass, has a man open. It's Major Nez, and he has it at the 20, down to the 15, and he's driven out there before he picks up a first down. So another first down, deeper down into the red zone now. So the Trojans now are knocking on the door again with 8:24 left here in the first quarter, leading 8-0 on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. And the athleticism there, it was kind of an awkward way he was going, but he was able to catch that screen. And I tell you, it's just everything that they can do out of this offense, it's tough to stop.
Really difficult to read all those options off the snap. I mean, just a tough scene.
So Ness, Halverson, Clemene in the backfield again. Handoff again to Clemene, taking people with him, but there's nowhere to go. Nice job on the defensive line there. Couple be coming up and able to stop up, and it looked like coming up from a safety position. A nice job there by Bricker Haugrud, actually playing linebacker. So Bricker Haugrud for the Vikings, able to stuff Clemene. Nowhere to go. Second down to 10 now for the Trojans. Right around the 16-yard line of the Pelican Rapids Vikings. 7:33 left here in the first quarter. 8-0 Trojans. Strand keeps it himself, keeps it at his hip. He has some open room, cuts up the middle, and he just fell down. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. That maybe could have been a little bit more if he kept going to the edge. He tried to cut it up, and then he slipped on the grass. And I was on the field before the game. The grass is pretty long. They kept this long, which kind of surprised me. They usually like to have a quick track with the speed that they have.
But you could kind of see it, too, on that kickoff. Looked like it kind of just buried itself in the long grass and just kind of sat down and died.
No question. It's where my golf shots go in the rough, and they just die right there for sure. 6:53 left here in the first quarter as third down and 6 coming up, and up the middle is running all the way, getting a first down on a fullback trap play, and a nice job there picking up the first down for the Trojans. It'll be goal to goal now. And that was Cam Halverson taking people with him, and he hits that fullback trap, and it's just taking people with you. It's almost impossible to stop. So first and goal now from the 4-yard line for the Trojans on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, leading 8-0, and knocking on the door. They don't rotate as many running backs this year, so Jake Strand's got a lot of work cut out for him. He has to come all the way to Phil Trowbridge, the offensive coordinator, and get the play and go back out. As Ness is to the near side, Halverson, fullback, Clemene to the far. Handoff gives to Ness. Ness trying to break tackles. He's awfully close, and they give him a touchdown. Major Ness, touchdown Trojans, a 4-yard touchdown plunge. And that makes the score here with 6:23 left here in the first quarter. 14-0 on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. Just pretty simple. And again, yards after contact, we talked about with Cam Halverson. Major Ness is a strong kid too, so not easy to bring down.
Barnesville just bringing defenders with them. I mean, all game long so far, you really got to bring your A game if you're going to try and tackle these guys.
So 2-point conversion coming up here for the Trojans. Same backfield with Clemene, Halverson, and Ness. Amundsen, the end to their near side here. Back to pass to Strand, trying to get another 2-point conversion. It looks like that Strum, Parker Strum has it. 2-point conversion good. So they've been 2 for 2 on 2-point conversions so far. So on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard with 6:23 left here in the first quarter, it's the Barnesville Trojans 16, the Pelican Rapids Vikings nothing. You're listening to high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Derek Hansen with you, Nate Cohen. Barnesville High School early on. We'll see if Pelican gets their first possession as 6:23 left here in the first quarter. Barnesville on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard leading 16-0. This time they do kick it deep and ends up in the hands of Checo D'Souza. Checo D'Souza gets about 7 yards on the return, but doesn't get much further than the 30-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. First play from scrimmage here offensively for the Pelican Rapids Vikings.
Well, we talked in the pregame about Pelican Rapids limiting mistakes. That's not what they've done so far, but you got to hope that hopefully on this drive they can go down, piece together a good drive, and maybe cook up an answer.
So Grady Larson, the very talented junior quarterback, he's in shotgun. Bricker Haugrud next to him. In motion goes Eisman. And then a delay give, a nice run there by Bricker Haugrud before he stopped. It looked like Cam Halverson came up from his linebacker position. So not only does he do it offensively, but he's a tough guy in the linebacker spot. And has some pretty good linebackers last year, obviously. And Nick Robidoux and Colin Morey were forced along with Cam Robinson. So now Major Ness and Cam Halverson along with Amundsen. They're trying to pick up where they left off last year with Elias Cox out here covering McLean Hovland, who's playing the split out now. And handoff, delay give again, and nowhere to go there is Bricker Haugrud. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, brings up a 3rd down and 6 now for the Vikings. Trailing 16-0. So Eli Amundsen with a stop on there. 3rd and 7, a key 3rd down here. Last thing they want to do is punt it back to this high potent offense of the Trojans.
Got to do whatever they can to keep the wheels from falling off.
5:16 left here in the first quarter. Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, 16-0. Trojans with the lead. Vikings now shotgun. Grady Larson. 2 split out to the far side. Fake gives, going to roll out to the far side, has a man open, and is caught at the 45, and nice catch there, getting right to where he needed to be to pick up the 1st down. And that was Eisman who was able to get it. Ethan Eisman from just sitting there at the 165. He's a 5'11 junior, so there's some underclassmen here, juniors, with some talented spots here at the very nice job there for him to pick up that 1st down. A much-needed 3rd down conversion for the Vikings there.
Grady Larson with a really nice throw on that, too. Rolled out to the other side, just rifled it right to his receiver.
He has 2 in motion. Now is Hovland, and we had a little false start, I do believe. Looked like 2 men went. Right when Hovland went in motion, someone else thought they were going to go as well. So a tough break there. Brings up a 1st down and 15 now for Pelican Rapids at their own 40-yard line. They need to get right to midfield to pick up the 1st down. 4:40 left here as the clock stops in the first quarter. Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, 16-0 Trojans. As Miguel Torres is the split back to the near side. Hovland, a shotgun snap. He's going to hand it off up the middle and breaking a few tackles. Getting back close to the original line of scrimmage is Bricker Haugrud. Haugrud, a nice-looking back, 5'10", 190-pound junior. Hit the hole quick there.
Well, yeah, and a good job there. Not giving up on the run game. They kind of had a few plays blown up there right away, but sticking with it. They get a nice gain there.
We're going to take a West Funeral Home timeout because Brian Strand wants to talk about this. West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center, it's the little things that make the difference. Again, on our Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, 4:09 left here in the first quarter. It's the Barnesville Trojans 16, Pelican Rapids nothing. You're listening to high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO and the Barnesville High School YouTube channel.
So, yeah, that's my job basically, is just to try and kind of give the listener a better understanding of what just happened, you know, because Eric can tell them it's a 10-yard game, but I had, you know, hang on, I got about 10 seconds here, but basically that's what the job of the color guy is. So yeah, you bet.
Derek Hansen, Nate Strand with you. 2nd down and 11 for the Vikings. Shotgun snap, and Larson has a man, and it's in and out of the hands of the intended receiver there. So close, but yet so far, as Tate Marriage was not able to grab it, the tight end, 6'2", 185-pound junior. It would not have been a first down, but he certainly would have cut into the yardage that they need to gain to get a first down here. Getting to Barnesville territory, they need to get to the 45. They're sitting at their own 44-yard line. So 3rd down and 11 coming up for the Vikings, trailing 16-0. Pelican Rapids takes a snap. Larson looking deep. Has a man right at the sticks again. It's caught. It's caught, and it looked like, they say he's out of bounds. Oh, what a tough break for the Vikings. Tate Marriage must have hit the sideline there, Nate, before he was able to catch it. That would have been an easy first down.
Yeah, that was really tough, and just a nice read by Marich on the defense there. I mean, there was nobody around him really at all. That's a really tough one to lose.
It would have been almost the same spot. That's something that certainly Coach Strand, Brian Strand, head coach of the Trojans, want to talk about, because he does not want to have that leaky play right at the sticks happen now, and they almost got burnt twice on it on this drive. As I think we're going to have a timeout here on a 4th down 11. Eli Beachy wants to talk about, so we'll take another West Funeral Home Life and Tribute Center timeout. West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center, it's the little things that make a difference. Your Peterson Farm Seeds scoreboard. Peterson Farm Seeds, seed smarter, grow stronger. Our score is 16-0 with 3:59 left here in the first quarter. It's the Barnesville Trojans 16, the Pelican Rapids Vikings nothing. You're listening to high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO and the Barnesville YouTube channel.
Barnesville Athletics is brought to you by Barnesville Internet, Strand Ace Hardware, Work Local Barnesville, Barnesville Grocery, Cody's Car Clinic, Ford Hill Farms, Barnesville Drug and Hardware, Dean's Bulk Service, Lee's Electric, Barnesville Booster Club, Bliley's Excavation, Ratzo's Pool Hall. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and as always, go Trojans.
Salazar's punt is down by number 5, McLean Hubland.
Thanks, Tommy.
First and 10 for the Trojans from their 14-yard line.
So nice punt there by the Vikings, getting the Trojans deep in their own territory, trailing the Trojans 16-0 here as we're sitting late in the first quarter. 3:52 left here on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboards. Derek Hansen, Nate Cohen, we're on the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel, also the Mighty 790 KFGO, the KFGO mobile app, KFGO.com. And the Trojans will have it 1st and 10 with this 2-touchdown lead. And they're at their own 14-yard line as Strand takes the handoff, and he is smothered. I think that's Major Ness, had nowhere to go. They were certainly keen on him. And now we have a celebration, and we're going to have a penalty. Not sure what the deal is, and we have unsportsmanlike conduct on the Vikings. Man, that is a tough call. Yeah, something happened. Something was said there to Major Ness, I do believe, because Ness kind of shrugged his shoulders like, are you not going to call that? And a 15-yard penalty, and that's going to move the chain. Just a tough break there. Coach Beachy cannot be happy about that after what was about a 3-yard loss, I think, on that carry for Ness.
Absolutely, and they had Barnesville kind of pinned up against their own goal line. I mean, they had great field position after the punt, and they cough it all up on an extracurricular mistake. Those are the kinds of things you can't do. You can't open the door up for this Barnesville offense. I mean, it's just unexcusable.
So they're at their own 23-yard line, are the Trojans, leading 16-0 here in the Peterson Farm Seeds scoreboard. Jake Strand under center. Is Eli Amundsen, the tight end to the near side. Ness, Halverson, Clemene behind him. Handoff give to, it looks like right up the middle of that fullback trap. Nowhere to go is Cam Halverson. So the defensive line all of a sudden has stepped up for the Pelican Rapids Vikings this drive. There's no question about that. They have made some adjustments here, taking away that inside trap.
Well, especially right up the middle. They've done a pretty good job all night. They've kind of limited yardage there. It's kind of when things start to leak to the outside that we're seeing those big yard gains.
Brings up a 2nd down and 2 now after that 2-yard loss. I should say 12. 2nd down. They'll call it long 11. Again, they're at their own 22-yard line. Coming up on 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. Trojans leading 16-0. Strand takes the 2nd down, handoff. He keeps it himself, and he's spinning around. Really has nowhere to go. Maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Make it a 3rd down and long now for the Trojans. And that fake give up the middle really had nowhere to go. Bring up a 3rd down and 10 now for the Trojans. So we'll see, do they put up in the air here as Elias Cox comes to the sidelines. See what they have up their sleeve. Want to thank all our sponsors again for tonight's game. Valley City State University, DRI, Dean's Bulk Service, Barnesville Drug and Hardware, Peterson Farm Seeds, Dairy Queen, Barnesville Grocery, CI Sport, West Funeral Home, Acme Equipment, and the Peterson Farm Seeds. 3rd down and 10, Trojans. Back to pass. Strand has nowhere to go, and he has all alone at the 35 as Major Ness crosses midfield to the 40. And he's going to be brought down at the 28-yard line of Pelican Rapids. Major Ness leaked out. We're going to have a flag on the play, though, so this might be coming back. Oh, that's a tough break. But Major Ness just leaked out, and nice job by Jake Strand to find him. The flag's sitting at the 20, so that's a really tough break for the Trojans.
It's a tough loss for them on a good play like that, especially on 3rd and long. Felt like they kind of had really started building some momentum on this drive, and then you just have it taken away with penalties. That's what'll kill a team.
So a 3rd down and a good 22-yard to go now. 2:03 left here in the first quarter. Peterson Farm Seeds scoreboard. Trojans of Barnesville leading Pelican Rapids now 16-0. 3rd down and a long 20 to go. Halverson, now Clemens at the fullback spot. Ness goes in motion. Strand back to pass. It's a Statue of Liberty, and Cam Halverson breaks 1 tackle, tries to break another. Really has nowhere to go, driven out at the 22-yard line. Gets a little bit past the original line of scrimmage, so it might be the first time that the Trojans will be put in punt formation here. So a nice stop there for the Pelican Rapids Vikings, just what the doctor ordered for the guys in black and orange here.
Exactly, and a great job to overcome that early unsportsmanlike penalty on this drive and just buckle down and get a defensive stop. That's really what they needed.
So Strand back to punt. He has Cheka D'Souza back deep to receive, along with Eisenman. Punt away. They're playing punt receive. Ball gets at the 50, and D'Souza's got it. Check it, D'Souza. He's got it across the 40. Breaks a tackle, and he's going to go all the way. He's going the wrong direction, but he now breaks free again. Still at the 40, and he's finally, no, he still is going, but he gets brought down at the Trojan 35-yard line.
There's a whole lot of distance ran, just not exactly the right direction you want, right?
Yeah, no question. He's kind of going horizontal there, but nonetheless, it's going to be a nice field position start for the Pelican Rapids Vikings as the clock stops here in the first quarter with 1:24 left here in the first quarter. The Trojans of Barnesville leading 16-0 on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard as Grady Larson. Oh, they say targeting. So who's going to have to? Is that going to be a
15?
Another 15-yard penalty coming up, so unnecessary roughness here. That's tough.
Well, hey, we mentioned it was a rivalry game, right? That's
yeah,
the kind
no
of
question.
thing. That's the kind of thing you get in these games. I mean, these guys really want to beat each other.
So that's going to move him further into Trojan territory. And they'll be knocking on the door here as they will be right in the red zone. 1st and 10 for the Pelican Rapids Vikings at the Trojan 20-yard line, trailing 16-0. So they get a score here. We could have a pretty interesting game. So Grady Larson back in shotgun. He has Bricker Haugrud next to him. One split out to each side. Shotgun snap goes to Larson. Hand off to Haugrud. Haugrud trying to break free. Has nowhere to go. And a nice job there. Cam Halverson filling the gap. Helped out by Amundsen, the other linebacker. And nowhere to go. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Vikings. Still sitting at the Trojan 20-yard line. Coming up in a minute left here in the first quarter. Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. It's 16-0 Trojans. Vikings have it. 2nd and 10. Now 2 backs to each side of Larson. Man in motion now. Hovland back to pass. Looking out in the flat, and he's got another drop. Tough drop there by Ethan Eisman. It looked like he was going to get met quickly, though, by Adam Brandon, so I don't know if he had very far to go, but any yard you can get right now would be big for the Vikings, as 3rd and 10's coming up now at the Trojan 20-yard line.
Well, we talked about the sun being in the quarterback size. You have to wonder if maybe that's not factoring into these receivers. We've seen 2 pretty wide open drops so far. Turn that way towards the sun. It just makes a tough catch.
So big 3rd down and 10 here. No doubt 4-down territory for the Vikings. As an empty backfield now, trips to the near side for Grady Larson. He's going to look that way, trying to find someone over the middle, and then Parker Strum is not able to sack him, but it looks like he might have been held. So the question now for Brian Strand is, are you going to take the 10 yards and go back, or are you going to make it a 4th down and 10 here?
Certainly a decision to be made, especially considering the field position for Pelican Rapids.
Yeah, and they are going to decline it. So Parker Strum held as he was very much in the grill of Grady Larson. So it'll be 4th down and 10 now. They need to get to the Trojan 10. 4th down and 10 for Pelican Rapids, again at the 20-yard line of the Trojans. 37 seconds left here in the first quarter. Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. Barnesville 16, Pelican Rapids nothing. As the wind has kind of died down now. It's just a beautiful night for Friday Night Lights here in Barnesville. There's no question. So again, trips to the near side. Larson in shotgun. Back to pass. Going to try to get a guy in a slant pattern. And Elias Cox breaks it up. A nice job by Elias Cox for the Trojans. Intended receiver there. Trying to see. I don't see a 12 on the. I think Welch is. There's no. There's, all right. So there's no 12 on anyone's roster up here, so we're all confused. Jack Welch, they're saying. So you learned something new here. Jack Welch, not on the roster, but he was the intended receiver. So it's a turnover on downs now with 31 seconds left here in the first quarter. 16-0 Trojans with the lead, and they have it, again, 1st down at their own 20-yard line. So a big turnover on downs, and the gamble pays off, not taking the penalty for Strand. It's over the middle, and it looks like we have offensive pass interference there. Nope. Major Ness, he is able to get the ball at the 29-yard line, and there's the flag. Yeah, I mean, to me, that was a pretty obvious pick play. So,
just a little bit.
Yeah. So the pick play did not work out there for the Trojans. And so that's going to be, again, holding on the Trojans. Because Major Ness, he was screened pretty well by the other end there that was out in the flat there for trying to kind of seal off that defender. So that makes it, again, penalties killing the Trojans right now. Make it long, 1st down and 20 with 22 seconds left here in the first quarter. Backing them all the way to their 10-yard line. So 1st down, back to pass. Strand looking for Amundsen. He's not able to get it, and we are going to have it incomplete. Major Ness wanting pass interference. Not going to get the call, though, so brings up a 2nd down and 20, with just 16 ticks left here in the first quarter. Trojans leading 16-0 in the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. Derek Hansen, along with Nate Cohen here. Tommy Fox back at the KFGO studios. Friday Night Lights here, our Heart of the Lakes action going on. Pelican Rapids at Barnesville. 2nd down and 20 for the Trojans at their own 10-yard line. Ness Halverson got Clemeen back with them. Handoff. No keeper is Strand. He's got some room. Crosses the 20. He's going to get to the 25 before he's brought down, tackled out of bounds. He's going to be awfully close to the first down, but it's going to be just a little bit short. But brings up a third down and short after they were just sitting at 2nd and 20. So a nice impressive run. Fake give to the up man for that fullback trap, and he just kept it at his hip, and Strand, nice yardage there.
Good job there, too, by Strand, just following his blockers to the outside, getting all the extra yards that he can.
9 seconds left here in the first quarter. 3rd down and 1. It's a long one. Let's see if they give it to Halverson here. And they're trying to sneak it in. I don't know if they got it much push on that or not. Looks like they did. So keeper by Strand. Looks like that will move the chains. So that should end the first quarter of play once they reset the chains and start winding the clock. So that will be the end of the first quarter. After 1 quarter of play on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, it's the Barnesville Trojans 16, the Pelican Rapids Vikings nothing. You're listening to high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel.
Barnesville Internet has the speed that your family needs. Today, we have smart devices in every room of our homes, from doorbells, thermostats, and lights to smart appliances like vacuums and refrigerators, not to mention TVs, computers, and mobile devices everywhere. With faster speeds at lower prices, now is the time to upgrade to the internet speed you need. More than ever before, your family depends on it, and you can depend on us as your best choice for fast, reliable internet. We're your friends down the street, Barnesville Internet.
See how it goes.
The world will end if we don't do CBS News.
After 1 quarter of play, the Barnesville Trojans on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard leading 16-0. Derek Hansen, Nate Cohen with you here on the Mighty 790 KFGO, KFGO.com, KFGO mobile app, also the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Thanks so much for being with us on this beautiful Friday evening of football. And Nate Cohen, it's looking right now, this is going to be a huge drive. If they can make them punt again like they did on the last drive, that'll be a big victory for the Pelican Rapids Vikings, there's no doubt.
Yeah, well, it just kind of felt like for Pelican Rapids, right? It was about mistakes. That's kind of what we talked about in the pregame show. And, you know, if they had a few things go their way, it could be a lot different results so far. So hopefully they can kind of remove some of those in the second quarter, see what we can get rolling.
Handoff give on first down, not much there. They do it's Clemene with the carry. So Connor Clemene picks up about 2 yards on the play, brings up a 2nd down and 8 now for the Trojans.
Pick up the 2 yards, brings up 2nd and 8 for the Trojans.
So 2nd down and 8 now. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Acme Equipment. We will have the halftime show coming up here, brought to you by Acme Equipment, West Funeral Home, Peterson Farm Seeds, CI Sport, Valley City State University, DRI Dean's Bulk Service, Barnesville Drug and Hardware. They've been here for many, many years serving the community. Peterson Farm Seeds, Dairy Queen, and Barnesville Grocery as the 2nd down 8 play. Keeping himself as Strand. He's able to break through a few tackles. Now it goes the wrong way, but finally gets to the 35-yard line before he's brought down. Picks about 3 yards in the play, so a 3rd down and 5 coming up, and a crucial 3rd down coming up here for both teams. I think Barnesville, they can probably smell blood in the water if they can get a touchdown here. Pelican Rapids, to stay alive, they need to get a stop. So see what they do here as the defense up front for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Harley Jacobson certainly had the work cut out for him today, along with Thomas Johnson. And keeping up the middle and nowhere to go is, I do believe, Cam Halverson. And a nice job there. Coming up again from his linebacker spot is Bricker Haugard. Did a nice job.
By the Vikings, number 78, Edwin Escobar.
And Edwin Escobar also comes up. So filling that gap, and that was a nice job by the Pelican Rapids defense. And they force a punt, a 4th down and a long 5. So Jake Strand's now in punt formation again.
Well, they're continuing to do a good job taking away that kind of gap up the middle, just not really giving anything there.
Strand is going to boot it away and kind of off the side of his foot, and it goes out of bounds right on the 40-yard line, but they're really going to mark it down. They're going to bring it back probably up to the, I would say, the 44. Yep. Hey, that was a good guess.
Oh, it was a good guess. Right on the money.
44-yard line. So 1st and 10, Pelican Rapids, decent field position here.
1st and 10 for the Vikings from the 44-yard line.
And we'll see if Grady Larson get things going. So one thing about it, just when you get a stop, though, the other thing is you have to face that Trojan defense, which is probably not talked about enough. You know, going back to when they won the state championship in 22 all the way to these section title runs, and we think somewhat, you think about that high-powered offense, but the defense has done a very good job over the years. As Larson is going to hand it off. No fake give. He's back to pass now. And he's again, Strum is going to be, going to be held. So this catch at the 46-yard line is going to be good, but it's going to be brought back because Parker Strum would have sacked Larson there. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt.
He was held.
Well, Pelican Rapids, again, another big play kind of taken away. I mean, whether they would have got it or not, regardless of the holding, I mean, just has to feel bad knowing you had a big gain and, you got to walk it back instead.
Got to say, Parker Strum last week against Rosen, also this week, he has really done a nice job. He has been getting after the quarterback the past 2 weeks, the most pass plays. So very impressive by Parker Strum so far, the senior. Makes me, or say he's only a junior, 6'2" junior, sorry. I want to age myself. Used to live in the neighborhood, so remember he's just a young kid with his bike around the neighborhood. Now he's a defensive end, junior defensive end, chasing down quarterbacks at varsity football. Yeah. As man goes in motion for the Vikings, Larson takes it, trying to get his guy in the flat, and all the way wide open is Torres, and he is going all the way down to the 30-yard line, the 20-yard line. He's finally driven out about the 12-yard line and leaking out. A nice job there by Miguel Torres. And it's a couple times now, actually the 3rd time, where there's been a leaky wide receiver getting out wide open, and Larson takes advantage. What a nice pitch and catch there for the Vikings.
Just a total lapse in coverage there a little bit. Barnesville, all their secondary kind of comes to play up while Torres finds himself wide open down the field. Great job there by them to make the connection. Now they're going to find themselves in the red zone.
So 16-0 on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. Trojans leading, but the Vikings knocking on the door. Last week against Roseau, this Barnesville defense bend but didn't break. We'll see if they can do that again as handoff give up the middle. And that's going to be a Haugrud, Bricker Haugrud. Not much there. Second down and goal now. Goal to goal from the 8-yard line, so a 2-yard pickup there. 8:56 left here in the first half. Okay, so they give him 3 yards on it. Second down and goal from the 7. It's going to be an interesting play call. I mean, do you put it up in the air again? You don't have as much room. As two are split out to the near side here for the Vikings. Again, Haugrud right next to Larson. And they will give it to him again. He's breaking through, trying to get all the way to the goal line. It's a rugby scrum. Maybe picks up a couple more. Gets to the 5-yard line, so it'll be third down and goal from the 5 for the Vikings. Clock moving, 8:16 left here in the second quarter. So a couple methodical drives. They pick up 5 yards on it, but they need a little bit more in 4-down territory. We'll see if they put it up in the air in this one.
Or do you stick with it and see, knowing you can probably run that ball again on 4th down?
It's going to be interesting. Obviously, a lot of gap contain is what the Trojans need here. Man goes in motion. Hovland now gives a slot formation. Larson takes the snap. He's going to have a man open, and he's caught, and then he's brought down at the 3-yard line. Major Ness and a handful of others, I think. Amundsen, along with a few other. Major Ness came up. Also, along with a host of others. So our 4th down and goal now as they get all the way to about the 3-yard line. 4th and goal from the 3. So here we go. Big play coming up. Pelican Rapids can get right back in if they score. 7:11 left here in the first half. Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, 16-0 Trojans, trying to keep the Vikings out of the end zone. Larson in shotgun. Haugrud next to him. He gives it up to Haugrud, and it's going to be awfully close, and they give him the touchdown. Haugrud right at the goal line, able to get the touchdown, and it's now 16-6 in favor of the Trojans. Nice run there, and I think when he kind of dove, the ball landed right on the goal line. It was just an inch to spare.
Oh, game of inches, like we always say, right?
So, extra point coming up here. I think they have a kicking game, but being down after Barnesville converted on both their 2-point conversions, I think it looks like they might go for 2. And this is a big 2-point conversion. Once the leading team, you know, make it a 2-score game or a 1-score game. As Larson takes the shotgun snap. Handoff give again, and this time he doesn't get any fumbles it, and it'll be no good. So it's a break there for the Trojans. Extra point no good on the handoff give to Haugrud, but with 6:53 left here in the first half on your Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. So the Barnesville Trojans 16, Pelican Rapids 6. You're listening to high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Ricker Haugrud, 3-yard touchdown plunge there for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Extra point no good. Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, 16-0. Barnesville's awaiting the kickoff here. Derek Hans along with Nate Cohn, Tommy Fox back at the KFGO studios. Our Heart of the Lakes game of the week on both KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Pleasure to have you all with us on this perfect night for high school football. And the ball is squibbed, and it's kind of an onside kick, and it's going to be recovered by the Trojans.
Onside kick recovered by the Trojans.
Nice job there of covering it up is Charles Haycraft.
6'1",
195-pound junior, and that was big. And I don't really blame Eli Beachy for doing that, kind of catch him a guard. You don't have necessarily Hans team, obviously a 61 numbers in front.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
They want to take advantage of that, keep the ball out of the Trojans' offensive hands. So we'll see if the Trojans haven't been able to muster up much offensively. A couple punts in a row now. The Viking defense doing a good job. 1st down 10 for the Trojans at their own 45-yard line. Handoff to Clemene, is able to break through, crosses midfield, picks up about 7 yards on the play. So a nice carry there in that delay give to Connor Clemene.
Good run there, just bulldozing through that Viking defense. I mean, doing whatever he can to get an extra inch.
So 2nd down and a long 3. Sitting at about the 48-yard line of Pelican Rapids. Need to get to the 45.
Pick up a 7-yard pickup, 2nd 3 for the Trojans.
Strand steps up. He has Halverson now in that fullback position. In at tailback now, Tate Pana, and we have a false start and a hard count. And I think the coach's kid did a pretty good job of the old hard count to move the chains. Do it the easy way. Let them make the mistake. Penalties have been a story for both teams tonight. I mean,
yeah, so far.
Drives are getting going and stalling out drives. I mean, there's no doubt about it with the yellow flag. So something I think both Eli Beachy, coach of the Pelican Rapids Vikings, and Brian Strand, head coach of the Trojans, wants to work on is handoff give, this time to Ness, waiting for his blocks, crosses the 40, not much more left. And a nice job there stepping up for the Vikings. Calvin Norton, 160-pound junior, he came up and able to get Ness and drive him down. So picking up about 3 yards in the play, getting up to the 41-yard line is Major Ness. Brings up a 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
Well, I'm sure anybody who's ever had any football coach ever could tell you that penalties are no good.
Oh, man. Penalties and turnovers drive coaches at every level crazy.
Every single one.
Clemeen, Halverson, and Ness in the backfield again. As Strand, handoff give. No, he keeps himself on his hip, and he has nowhere to go, and a big loss in the play. 2-yard loss, and a nice job of discipline there by the Viking defense. Not getting fooled. It's an old fake give, and the quarterback in this offense keeping at their hip at Gannon Bullgreen last year. You saw Adam Tonsfeld, Noah Kraus do that many years, but they were not fooled on that one, so they'll call it a 3-yard loss. It's going to bring up a 3rd down 11 now for the Trojans at the Pelican Rapids 44-yard line. 5 minutes left here in the first half. Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. Barnesville leading 16-6. And have a big 3rd down conversion coming up here if they can get it. Handoff goes up the middle. And then pouncing outside is Halverson. He's going to be awfully close to the first down as he leaps across, getting all the way up to the 32-yard line. And I think he has enough. And to your point, Nate, not much up the middle has been working. When Halverson pops outside using his speed and then breaking tackles on the outside with those smaller players, they just have no chance.
And, I mean, you can even see it just in the way that Halverson kind of carries the ball. I mean, just a very strong form, very strong stance. It's tough to really tackle that guy and bring him down. I mean, it's going to take at least 1.5 guys most of the time, huh?
1st down and 10 for the Trojans at the Viking 33-yard line. And, again, handoff up the middle. This time, Cam Halverson is brought down. Nice job there for the Vikings as Edwin Escobar, who's made a pretty good tackle, is kind of closing up those A gaps. He's a 240-pound junior for the Vikings, and he's made his force known so far early on here in the defensive line. And I will say, watching a little bit of the Holly Pelican Rapids game, that was the difference on the line of scrimmage in that game a little bit. So they have really stepped up this week and taken that. I'm sure they weren't happy how they played against the Nuggets. Playing much better tonight, no question, on the interior line. And back to pass now is Strand, and he has Ness. Going to have him at the 10, down to the 5. Touchdown, Major Ness. Touchdown, Trojans. Nice job there. Play action pass from Jake Strand to Major Ness, and that makes the score 22-6 in favor of Barnesville. That was just a pretty play action pass. No getting around it. You don't really know all that much about, you don't think about the passing game all that much in this offense. But when it's effective, it's effective. That was a nice throw.
Well, and that's not the only time tonight that we've seen Major Ness kind of leak out to the side on a screenplay and get tons of yards. I mean, it's working for him so far. I mean, use it till it stops, right?
2-point conversion coming up here. That's got to be so frustrating. You think you're stopping them on the ground, and all of a sudden they do a play action and hit it. And the run. Farm Seed scoreboard. Barnesville now leading 24-6. Kickoff coming up, and nice job there for the Trojans after being stymied. I mean, and I don't say this very often, Barnesville being forced to punt on their previous 2 drives.
Right.
It doesn't happen very often, and they were able to get it because many times they turn over and down. So once they cross the 50-yard line,
right,
it's 4-down territory usually.
Right.
Unless it's a real, 4th down and long. So Pelican Rapids, trying to bend but not break. But Jake Strand Just threw that touchdown pass, is now going to kick it off to the Vikings, and this is a squib kick, and ends up right in the hands, right around the 37-yard line. And probably a smart move there is Tate Marriage didn't want to go anywhere with that. Because with the way things have been going with this deep grass here, you just don't know. It's been knuckling, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to fall on it and do something. Get hands on it.
So Trojans right now see if the defense can make a stop. They give up a big pass play on the last drive that set up that nice 3-yard touchdown run by Bricker Haugrud for the Vikings. Point after attempt was no good. 3:34 left here in the first half. 24-6. Barnesville leading. Pelican Rapids in shotgun with Grady Larson again. Haugrud next to him. Larson back to pass. Has a man. It's almost picked off. Brandon there. But it is caught by Ethan Eisenman. So nice job. Good defense there by Brandon. But Eisenman, a nice catch and held his ground. So a short pickup, but still positive yardage for Pelican Rapids.
By the Trojans, number 9, Adam Brandon.
Adam Brandon really is fast. You see it. Every once in a while he gets in the offense and he runs the ball. He's pretty good. So second down and a long 7 now for the Vikings. Shotgun formation. Going back to pass, setting up a screen, and it goes up in the air off the intended receiver's arms. Incomplete. Cam Halverson on the coverage. Ethan Eisman not able to hang on to it. So seeing a couple of things, a little bit high there, but maybe could have brought it in. He wouldn't have gone very far because Cam Halverson was right on his
right
back.
on him. Well, and a great job here by this Barnesville defense. I mean, really showing their stamina. They've been on the field quite a bit, and they look just as good as they did at the beginning of the game.
Empty backfield now for the Vikings as Larson waiting the snap. He has trips to the far side, 2 wideouts to the near side. Back to pass. And now he's heavily rushed, and he's going to be caught over the middle. A nice pass, but we have another flag in the backfield. The offensive lineman going, what, who, me? So we'll see. As there was some good pass rush going on. It's going to come back. That's another tough penalty for Pelican Rapids. That's all there is to it. The pass rush has been there for the Trojans. There's no question. Whether or not they need to get that extra tug of the jersey, can Larson get rid of it when he stepped up in the pocket? He did a nice job. I got to say, Grady Larson, 6'2". I'm guessing some area college coaches might be looking at him. He's got a nice gun. I mean, I'm really impressed.
Really nice.
So,
good frame on him, too. Just a big body and the kind of thing you look for in a college quarterback.
Trips to the near side on a 3rd down and 17. Larson has all day over the middle, and it's caught. Nice job there by Torres getting the catch. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and manageable, but boy, 4th down, and they'll mark him down at the 43-yard line. So it's going to be a 4th down and still pretty long. And we're going to have a timeout coming up here for the Vikings. So we'll take a West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center timeout with them. 2:30 left here in the first half. Let's take a 30-second break on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. It's Barnesville 24, the Pelican Rapids Vikings 6. You're listening to High School Football on KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Derek Hansen, Nate Cohen with you. Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel, the Mighty 790 KFGO, KFGO.com, the KFGO mobile app. 24-6, Barnesville leading Pelican Rapids on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. 2:30 left here in the first half, and a big 4th down and 5 in their own territory. The Pelican Rapids Vikings have it at their own 43-yard line. They need to get to about the 47, and they are going for it. In motion, setting up a screen, obviously, are the Vikings, and they have a man open. Torres, he's there, and it's stripped away by Ness, and they're a pass interference, and that is really, really close.
Pass intended for number 8.
It looked like Ness made a nice play on the ball, but he might have just grabbed the hip of Torres, and I think that's what the official is calling. But boy, that was really, really close.
Gosh, I mean, the gun on Grady Larson there. Dropped it right in his receiver's hands. And
nice recovery speed by Major Ness to get there.
Absolutely.
So a tough break there for the Trojans. Are they going to bring it back? Are they waving it off?
No, they're marking it off.
Oh, they're marking off. Okay, so they're marking it off. So a 15-yard penalty. It's not like the NFL where it's at the spot of the foul, but that pass interference on Major Ness with 2:23 left in the first half gives the Vikings a first down in Trojan territory at the 43-yard line.
From the Trojan 42-yard.
Torres is a nice receiver. There's just no getting around it. And nice frame, 6'3". He split out to the near side. As you got Haugrud next to him. Back to pass, Larson has a man, and it's going to be thrown behind his intended receiver. Looked like Ethan Eisman and him are not on the same page. Eisman kind of cut inside, and Larson was looking for him to go outside. So incomplete, second down and 10 now for the Vikings at the Trojan 42-yard line. Clock stops now at 2:19 left here in the first half. Trojans leading 24-6. Want to get a stop here. Vikings get the ball to start the second half. They did defer. As now we got quads to the near side. One split out to the far side. Larson. They're going to set up a screen. Most likely, no, he's just going to go deep and trying to get in coverage. And will it be caught? And I think it is. And they said it's caught right at the 2-yard line. So it's a first down, and a nice job there by Welch. Jack Welch, the receiver there for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Another first down. So again, the Pelican Rapids Vikings, they're not going away. And Grady Larson showing off his arm again there, Nate. Holy cow.
They're really putting the Barnesville secondary to the test. I mean, they're getting a lot of yards on passing. And hey, if that's what's working, I keep going to it.
Clock stops as he went out of bounds. Well, they wind it up again, so I guess he stayed in bounds. But it's going to be first down and goal from the 3-yard line for Pelican Rapids, trailing 24-6. Larson got Haugrud next to him, and they will give it to him, and he's going to be able to get in, and will they give him the score? And they do. So a 3-yard touchdown run on repeat. That's how they scored their first touchdown. 3-yard touchdown run for Bricker Haugrud, and that makes the score on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. Barnesville 24. The Pelican Rapids Vikings 12 with a 2-point conversion coming up.
3-yard touchdown run number 4, Bricker Haugrud.
So nice job there, and got a little momentum maybe going to halftime now if you're Pelican Rapids.
Well, yeah, nice drive to get down the field quickly before the end of the half. Didn't really have to stress too much about the clock, and now hopefully they can hold Barnesville and go into the locker room at halftime knowing that they're going to get the ball with a chance to either tie the game or take the lead.
Yeah, if you're sitting there, Pelican, you got to feel good about things. And Barnesville, no doubt, if they can stop this 2-point conversion, maybe they can pick up some momentum. Still a lot of time for them offensively as Larson with Haugrud next to him. Handoff up the middle, and he's able to plunge in, and it is good. 2-point conversion good by Bricker Haugrud. So our score with 1:34 left here in the first half. The Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, it's Barnesville 24, Pelican Rapids 14. And this is high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Bricker Haugrud has 2 touchdown runs set up by deep passes from Grady Larson. Got him down into the red zone, deep into Barnesville territory. So 2 touchdown runs from 3 yards out for Bricker Larson. Point after attempt on the last one, good. our Peterson Farm Seeds scoreboard. Again, Peterson Farm Seeds, seed smarter, grow stronger, and it is now 24-14. Barnes with the lead, and they will take the ensuing kickoff after the touchdown, and it's going to bounce. It's going to up in the hands of Cam Halverson. Halverson doesn't have much room to go here. About a 5-yard return after the ball kind of skipped over Clemeen's head and bounced right past Major Ness, and Halverson picked it up. So it's going to be first down and 10 for the Trojans at their own 27-yard line. Again, leading on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard 24-14. Again, I want to thank our sponsors here as we have the Acme Equipment halftime show coming up for you shortly. Also, Valley City State University, DRI, Dean's Bulk Service, Barnesville Drug and Hardware, Peterson Farm Seeds, Dairy Queen, Barnesville Grocery, West Funeral Home, and CI Sport. First down and 10, pitch out to the near side here and slipping on the grass. Looked like Halverson. And again, the grass is pretty cut pretty high here, and it's been a little bit slippery as the dew is kind of coming out. You're seeing a lot of guys slipping and sliding. So that's interesting. No gain. Second down and 10 as the clock's rolling. 1:12 left here in the first half. Trojans up by 10, trying to add to it here. Not much time as handoff give. Again, Halverson, not much room there. As stepping up and getting a good job done. Coming up with tackle there, Harley Jacobson, a nice job. And as we mentioned before, Nate, Harley Jacobson's doing a nice job up the middle. Roscoe Stubbs, Edwin Escobar. The defensive line has stepped up here tonight for the Pelican Rapids Vikings.
Well, and that's exactly what you need if you're going to try and limit this Barnesville offense with how much they like to run the football. I mean, you can't give them anything up there.
So 34 seconds left. We'll see if Coach Strand is content going in with the 10-point lead. Clock rolls down, 23 seconds left. Strand, handoff. Ness waiting for tacklers. He's going to get a block by Strand, and he hits the edge, and he's going to go down at the 46-yard line. That'll stop the clock at 13 seconds left here. Will Coach Strand call a timeout, or is he just going to keep on going? Now they wind the clock. And they have to get a play off quickly if they're going to do anything. And they do call a timeout. I was surprised he didn't call a timeout right away. So we'll take another West Funeral Home 30-second timeout with them. Again, on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, it's the Barnesville Trojans 24, Pelican Rapids Vikings 14. West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center, it's the little things that make the difference. This is high school football on KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Eight seconds left here in the first half. Derek Hansen, Nate Cohen with you. Tommy Fox back at the KFGO studios. I thank Jeff Neby with the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel for helping us help with the visual part of it too.
First and 10 for the Trojans from their 45-yard line.
As now it is first and 10. Probably one play left. Fake give. Strand back to pass. He's throwing it deep. Has a man, Amundsen, and it's almost picked off, and it's almost tipped right in the hands of Amundsen. Would that have been a story? My heavens, nice job on the coverage there by Ethan Eisman, but he almost tipped it right into Amundsen's hand. That was almost like the Auburn play against going back all the way to Georgia about, 13 years ago or so. The prayer at Jordan Hare, that's almost exactly what that looked like. My heavens. All right, so again, our score at halftime as we go to half on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. It's the Barnesville Trojans 24, the Pelican Rapids Vikings 14. Our Acme Equipment halftime show is coming up. Acme Equipment for the best selection in compact and mid-sized tractors, zero-turn mowers, utility vehicles, and construction equipment. Visit Acme Equipment in Fargo. Also, take advantage of our factory-trained service department. And if you only need it once, see the staff at Acme Rents who will help you find the tool that best works for your project. All of these services are located at the I-29 frontage road, 1 block north of the Acme Tools retail store. So the Acme Equipment halftime show coming up again on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. It's Barnesville 24, Pelican Rapids 14. This is high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel.
Barnesville Athletics is brought to you by Barnesville Internet, Strand Ace Hardware, Work Local Barnesville, Barnesville Grocery, Cody's Car Clinic, Ford Hill Farms, Barnesville Drug and Hardware, Dean's Bulk Service, Lee's Electric, Barnesville Booster Club, Bliley's Excavation, Ratzo's Pool Hall. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and as always, go Trojans.
Welcome back. Derek Hansen with you, along with Nate Cohen, as our Heart of the Lakes game of the week on the Mighty 790 KFG, also on the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Our Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard at the half. It is the Barnesville Trojans 24, the Pelican Rapids Vikings 14. We'll go through the scoring here in just a little bit here on the Acme Electric halftime show. And I think the one thing I will take away, there's no doubt, there's probably some pretty intense conversations going on right now for Brian Strand, the head coach of the Barnesville Trojans. There's just been a lot of penalties, kind of some sloppy play. I know him well enough to know that he's probably not very happy with how this is going right now. But got to give the Pelican Rapids Vikings, they dug themselves in a hole early on with giving up the big drive, the big run from Cameron Halverson. We'll go over the scoring here in just a little bit. And then they got a goofy kickoff, and Jake Strand just kind of, I guess he put a pitching wedge and it just landed at the 45-yard line. They were able to recover it. It wasn't an onside kick. It just landed flat. And then the next thing you know, the Trojans going in for another score. So they dug themselves a 16-0 hole, but here they are, only 10-point. If they would have gotten the 1-2-point conversion, they'd be one score away. So I give Eli Beachy and his team a lot of credit for hanging in here.
Yeah, I mean, they did a great job in the second quarter. I thought they, really kind of cleaned up some of those mistakes like we talked about. And, like you said, they maybe had a couple bad bounces, quite literally, in the first quarter. But they did a good job of responding, I thought. And, maybe they can put together two more quarters of good football. We're going to have ourselves a good game down the stretch.
Yeah, I think that's what we're looking at here is to see can Pelican Rapids keep this a good game. I think a lot of people expected this to be a bit blowout. I watched a little bit of film, on Pelican Rapids Public Schools YouTube channel. I'm not really all that surprised. They just made a few mistakes. Last week they had a muff punt, and that kind of really changed things and really helped out the Holly Nuggets. And so we'll also have an interesting out-of-town scoreboard coming up for you. But as you mentioned, going through the scoring, Pelican Rapids, they chose to defer to give the Barnesville offense the ball first. And it kind of surprised me a little bit, to be honest with you, but they did it, and, well, they paid for it because with 9:48 left in the first quarter, Cam Halverson ripped off a 48-yard touchdown run, and the point after attempt was good. It was an impressive run. He broke about 3 tackles. He was in the wide open space there. They were not catching him. That made the score 8-0. As we mentioned, that goofy kickoff that just kind of landed at the 45-yard line. There wasn't a Viking around. Trojans recover it, and they make it Vikings pay here with Major Ness going in from 4 yards out, and it was a 2-point conversion pass from Strand to Parker Strum, made it 16-0. So there we were as we ended the first quarter. Pelican Rapids down 16-0. But they went and answered, and they did a nice job. A 3-yard touchdown run by Bricker Hallgrud. They did not get the 2-point conversion, but it was a nice pass play from Grady Larson, and get it all the way down to about the with the 6-yard line or so. It was first and goal, and they were able to get it in. And then it was another 3-yard touchdown run to answer again a little bit later for Hallgrud also. After we had a nice pass, 33-yard touchdown pass from Jake Strand, and it went in the hands of Ness. Ness was able to get it at the far corner about the 15-yard line. A point after attempt was good, made it 24-6 before they went down and drove, did the Pelican Rapids Vikings, right before the end of the first half. Again, it was Bricker Hallgrud, made it 24-14. Point after attempt was good, and that's how we sit. And pretty interesting game here. And I think that this drive to start the second half for Pelican Rapids is going to be a key factor in this. If they're going to stay alive in this game, they got to make something happen with this drive. They're certainly in this ballgame.
Absolutely. This it's really going to be key to see if they can kind of get themselves some momentum headed into the third quarter. The last thing you want to do is you want to make a big mistake, let Barnesville kind of start to roll and build onto the lead. That's exactly what they want to avoid. So it'll be interesting to see what they draw up and what they look for on their first drive in the second half.
When we come back here on the Acme Equipment halftime show, we're going to go through the out-of-town scoreboard, get you up to date on that. I can tell you right now, Jack Michaels has the call the Redhawks over on 740 The Fan as they are leading that best-of-3 series 1-0, and they are tied right now with the Kansas City Monarchs 2-2 in the 6th inning. We'll keep you up to date on that to see if they have to play tomorrow for Game 3 or if they can hold on and win and head to the Western Division finals, I guess, so as far as the next round of playoffs. And that would start Monday at Newman Outdoor Field. So, yes, it's football. We still got a lot of baseball to go through. And we'll have for your out-of-town scoreboard coming up on high school football. Again, our Peterson Farm Seeds scoreboard at the half. It is the Barnesville Trojans 24, the Pelican Rapids 14. This is high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO, KFGO.com, the KFGO mobile app, and also on the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Welcome back to the Acme Equipment Halftime Show. Derek Hansen, Nate Cohn with you on the campus of Barnesville High School. We are at halftime on the Peterson Farm Seeds scoreboard. Peterson Farm Seeds, seed smarter, grow stronger. It is the Barnesville Trojans leading the Pelican Rapids Vikings 24-14. Some interesting scores going on right now in 2A with what these two schools are in. Now 8-2A is where these two schools are in. Warroad right now leading Hawley 17-6. Late in that game. That was a 6 o'clock start with the long travel, so very interesting after Hawley took it to Pelican Rapids last week 26-0, and Hawley right now having all they can handle with the Warriors, so the Warriors might be a little bit of a surprise. That's who the Trojans finish off their season left here on that old MEA week on Mondays, so it's some pretty there was not going to be very many gimmies on this schedule, as you know, and we're seeing this tonight for the Trojans against the Vikings as well. Pillager, who is one of the better teams and also on the schedule for Barnesville, 35-8 winners over Thief Falls tonight. Staples Motley, and you want to talk about a tough schedule for the Roseau Rams. They faced Barnesville, the Section 8 AA champions last year. Then they end up facing the Staples Motley Cardinals, who were the runners-up in state last year, losing to Jackson County Central. They lose 59-8, so a tough one for them. Also, kind of looking up and down the area here in 2A, as we have Wadena Deer Creek's in 2A, and they're losing to Lake Park Audubon 28-0 right now. And kind of also, how about this? Moose Lake Willow River, one of the top teams year in and year out. Seems like they win Sections 7 AA every year. They're trailing right now at the half. Is 7-0 Barnum with that lead. And also, we got Rusher Peterson, who is the coach right now for Barnesville. His son is, by the way, beat Caledonia last week. And something we like to joke about. I didn't say this to Brian, but after all those years of losing the state tournament to Caledonia, it took Robbie Strand, the coach's son, to finally get it done. So as they defeated them, a very thrilling game. So just got the message in here. Hawley lost in the fourth quarter. How about this? Just getting this from a friend of mine. Lost by 3. He had the ball on the 13-yard line with 1:33 to go and threw an interception. So pretty good upset there, I think, in 8AA football with Warroad edging Hawley. And going back, I think, many years, back to about 2011. So Warroad shocked Hawley in the section championship at the Fargo Dome after Warroad shocked Barnesville right here on this field in the second round of the playoffs way back when. And that was actually Robbie Stem we just mentioned. I do believe that was his senior year. So that was quite a game there. We'll keep you up to date on the scores, and when we come back, we will have the second half for you as we wrap up the Acme Equipment halftime show. Again, on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, it is the Barnesville Trojans 24 and the Pelican Rapids Vikings 14. Nate Strand, Derek Hansen with you, Tommy Fox back at the KFGO studios, Jeff Nibby doing all the on-site producing for the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. This is high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO.
You live around here and work way over there? Well, why not work where you live? Barnesville is on the move, so you don't have to. With career opportunities in tech, entertainment, construction, industrial, healthcare, and retail. On average, commuting costs over $8,000 per year, 25 hours a month, and countless missed memories. And seriously, who's gonna miss the winter drive? Check out all the career opportunities in our area. Visit barnesvilljobs.com.
About ready to start the second half. Derek Hansen, Nate Coatwin with you. Tommy Fox at the KFGO Studios. Jeff Nibby here, producing on site for the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel as Jake Strand's getting ready to kick it off. Pelican Rapids on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, trailing Barnesville right now 24-14. This is a big drive coming up, and they boot it away. And it's going to be received at the 20-yard line by Eisenman. Eisenman breaks free, and he gets some room, and he's able to go past, and can Jake Strand stop him? And he does. A touchdown-saving tackle there by Jake Strand. Beautiful return there by Eisenman, getting into Barnesville territory. So on cue, the Pelican Rapids Vikings need a good drive to start the second half, and they are deep into Barnesville territory at the 40-yard line. Nice return there by Eisenman.
Well, that's a great start. We just talked in the halftime show about the importance of this drive. I mean, you can't start it off any better than Eisenman just did.
And I think the big thing for the Trojan defense, they need to have a good start to this, get a 3-and-out or what have you, because you don't want to make the Vikings believe here. And I think this is going to be just a huge drive here as we kind of get things going with the Vikings trailing by 10. He's got 2 split to each side of him, and now going in motion is Eisenman, and they're going to give a little screen to him, running screen. He breaks free, crosses the 30, and he gets up to the 25-yard line before driven out of bounds, but a first down for the Vikings. And so a nice job there, and I like that play action, just kind of a motion out of the backfield. Eisenman able to have a lot of room. Cam Halverson runs him down, but a first down for the Vikings at the Trojan 24-yard line. So far, a great start to the second half for Pelican Rapids. So again, Warrow defeating Hawley after Hawley just took care of week 1 of the Vikings last week, 26-0. Might be an unpredictable year this year in 8AA football in Minnesota as Eisenman, as they give the delay give, and it's going to be over to Torres. Torres takes it, and Cam Halverson brings him down. There's a lot going on in that play. Kind of a fake give him the middle, a fake give over there, and they give the wide receiver Torres the give. Not much there. Loss of a yard. Eli Amundsen with the tackle for the Trojans. Second down and 11 now from the 25-yard line of the Trojans. And I got to think that they might try to keep on throwing it deep. They've been testing that secondary. The safeties certainly being tested for the Trojans. We'll see out of shotgun here of Grady Larson with Haugrud next to him, Ricker Howard. Now they have everything tight. A couple of slot backs. Almost looks like the wing T. Handoff up the middle, and Connor Clemene is able to drag down Haugrud. Ricker Haugrud hits the hole nice. Once it's kind of a delayed give, but he gets in space and he does a nice job. So he picks up about 3 yards in that play, makes it a 3rd down and 9. Getting just past the original line of scrimmage. As we're 90 seconds into the second half, Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. Barnesville leading 24-14. Pelican Rapids trying to hit pay dirt here in their first drive of the second half. Torres split out far side with Eisenman. Slot position, Calvin Norton for the Vikings. Now Eisenman coming in motion. And they fake give to him, and Larson's going to keep himself. He gets some yardage. A nice fake give to the running back. Grady Larson, the big 6'2 frame, able to plunge forward, picks up about 8 yards in the play. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 5. They'll give him about 6, so it's a 4th down and a long 4, it looks like. 9:54 left here in the third quarter. Barnesville leading 24-14. 4th down and 4. Will the Trojans defense bend but not break, much like they did last week against Roseau. Larson taking the shotgun snap. Eisenman going in motion again. Back to pass. And going to set up a screen, and there's nowhere to go. And brought down is Haugrud. Cam Halverson coming up, getting the job done again. Beautiful play. Cam Halverson doing it offensively with a long touchdown run, and I'm telling you, what a huge 4th down stop there for the Trojans after giving the long kickoff away and now they are able to turn the Vikings over on downs. Just impressive. And again, the underrated part of this team year after year is the defense. We focus so much on this power T offense, but Nate, they got it done there.
Well, undoubtedly the biggest snap of the game for both sides, and Barnesville comes out on the right end of it thanks to a great play from Cal Halverson.
So the Trojans, and we got a false start now on Cam Halverson. See, we were singing his praises so much, and then the hard count caught a couple of the guys in the backfield. 9:28 left here in the third quarter. Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. Barnesville leading Pelican Rapids 24-14. They'll make it first down and 15 from their own 13-yard line. And I think they certainly want to sustain a drive here. If they do, I think that would really break the will probably. And I think that's what they're looking at. Just mentally, it's hard to recover from that. You get so far deep into your opposition's territory, turn it over on downs. And a long first down and 15 coming up for the Trojans. Strand, he's going to hand it off up the middle, breaking away and not much there. Plugging up the middle again with Connor Clemene on the carry. I'll be honest, I didn't really know who had the ball there. It's kind of the shell game that is on these fake gives and what have you. And I don't think you're seeing it in full force like we normally do here, but it is, I think you got to give the Pelican Rapids defense a lot of credit. I've noticed Roscoe Stubbs kind of clogging up the middle along with Edwin Escobar for the Vikings. They've done a nice job.
Even the announcer can get fooled a time or two, right?
Well, many times watching this offense, trust me. You think Halverson and Essu going one way and Strand goes the other as he takes the snap. He's back to pass. Has a man, has Strum, and it's almost caught, almost tipped away and intercepted. But Ethan Eisenman doing a nice job of breaking up the pass to Parker Strum, the intended receiver. That was a beautiful defensive play. Eisenman's really having a good start to the second half.
Really making impact plays on both sides, and that's all you can ask out of a guy.
So that brings up a third down and 12 now for the Trojans at their own 17-yard line, leading 24-14. Third down and 11, deep in their own territory. And obviously, I don't know if this is four-down territory, so they want to get it here as the handoff up the middle, and it's going to get the first down, and that is taking people with them. Cam Halverson. I don't know what more you do there. That fullback trap, you get in that second level against that kid, there's not much you can do. That's a tough break for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Good news for Barnesville moving the chains on a third down and long.
17-yard pickup, number 43, Cam Halverson.
So Cam Halverson showing his strength on that one. He's shown his speed earlier in his touchdown run. 8:17 left here in the third quarter. Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard 24-14. Trojans leading and driving. They like a long, sustained drive here. Eat some clock up. Try to come away with a victory as the Vikings blitz. They're out back to pass. Ness, and it's tipped away, and a nice job again. Who else? Eisenman. He's doing a great job in the secondary, knocking away from Major Ness on that. Number 0 is everywhere.
Yeah, great job both times in the coverage. Just doing a good job keeping his hands off the receiver, getting his hands kind of right where they need to be to stop the wideout from making the catch.
So clock stops now here in the third quarter. 7:55 left. Trojans leading 24-14. Second down and 10 now as they are at their own 34-yard line. Strand under center, Halverson, Clemene behind him. Handoff delay give to Ness. Ness breaking tackles, picks up about 4 yards on the play. I'll bring up a third down and 6. I give Ness a lot of credit. Kind of waits for the blocks to come up in front of him. But again, the Pelican Rapids Vikings are not giving up that big explosive play that you sometimes see in this power team. Eli Beachy, as you heard in the pregame show, the young head coach for Pelican said, I played quarterback this week. So I was trying to replicate everything in the scout team offense. And so far, so good. They've done a nice job of containing multiple explosive plays. As Ness goes into motion to the near side, pitch out, and they call a false start. And I'm not sure. That's going to bounce them back 5 yards, so bring up a third down and 10. And I'm not sure exactly, was there an end that jumped off there? I'm not sure. Many times what happens when Major Ness goes into motion on that, sometimes the official gets fooled and it looks like a false start. It's not, but they'll call it a legal motion. and he might have went a little bit towards the line of scrimmage in that motion, but that does get called every once in a while. So clock rolls again here, 7:06 left, moves the Trojans back, makes it a 3rd down and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Strand under center. Ness in motion again. Delay give up Clemene, and he's got nowhere to go. He is met right at the line of scrimmage. And I tell you, have a day, Edwin Escobar. He has been huge on the defensive line for the Pelican Rapids Vikings.
Absolutely, taking away a lot of plays on the line of scrimmage and, just limiting what the Barnesville offense can do, what their options are.
So punt team coming out for the Trojans again. On our Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, Trojans leading by 10, 24-14. Pelican Rapids playing tough after spotting the Trojans 16 points. Strand back to kick it. Eisman is back and almost blocked, and right now catching it, and he went to his knee at the 35-yard line was Aiden Checo D'Souza. So 1st down and 10 now for the Pelican Rapids Vikings, again at their own 35-yard line. Derek Hansen, Nate Cohn with you.
Whoa, there goes the light.
And we got a bank of lights that just shut off. So that's problematic. We'll see what the officials decide if they can keep playing under these conditions or not. It'll be kind of up to them. There's enough lights on the north side and also on the west side, but this bank of lights here, kind of on the southeast corner of the field, and I think we're going to take a timeout until they can figure out what happened here. So we'll take a West Funeral Home timeout. Again, West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center. It's the little things that make the difference. Our Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, again with 6:08 left here in the 3rd quarter. It's the Barnesville Trojans 24, Pelican Rapids Vikings 14. This is high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO, KFGO.com, the KFGO mobile app, and also the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel.
Barnesville Internet has the speed that your family needs. Today, we have smart devices in every room of our homes, from doorbells, thermostats, and lights to smart appliances like vacuums and refrigerators, not to mention TVs, computers, and mobile devices everywhere. With faster speeds at lower prices, now is the time to upgrade to the internet speed you need. More than ever before, your family depends on it, and you can depend on us as your best choice for fast, reliable internet. We're your friends down the street, Barnesville Internet.
Jake Strand. Well, an interesting development. They're going to decide to play with this bank of lights up, but also behind us was Jake Strand kind of coming up, and it looks like he might have an ankle situation there, taking his foot off. So the quarterback, the starting quarterback for the Trojans, a little dinged up. They do have some quality backups behind them, but that's a story to follow. Derek Hansen, Nate Strand with you, Nate Cohen with you, and we also have got Strand on the minds here. And then we also have Jeff Neba here doing all the producing here for the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Tommy Fox at the KFGO studios. 6:08 left here in the 3rd quarter. Our Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. It's the Barnesville Trojans 24, Pelican Rapids Vikings 14. As Pelican Rapids now, after Jake Strand comes off, he's getting his ankle work done. It looks like he might have twisted his ankle, and I'm glad it was that and not maybe a hamstring or what have you. But it's 1st down and 10 as a bank of lights here in the southeast corner of the stands have come up, but we're playing as Grady Larson hands it off, and he hands it to Hugger, and he breaks free, and he's breaking tackles, and he crosses midfield, getting all the way to the 45-yard line of the Trojans. So a nice 1st down carry there for the Vikings. And I'm telling you, kind of watching on film a little bit of Pelican Rapids on the interior line of scrimmage last week against Holly compared to this week, it's just night and day. They've really done a nice job. They've really addressed that this past week in practice, has Eli Beachy and his staff.
Yeah, I mean, they just look great on both sides. I mean, they're really not allowing anything on the inside on defense, and then you get a play like that they just had, big run right up the middle.
5:40 left here in the third quarter, 24-14, Barnesville with the lead. First down and 10, Vikings. Delay give, Larson keeps himself after faking it, and he picks up about 4 yards. So Grady Larson showing off his arm, now showing off his legs a little bit. So a nice quarterback carry there by Grady Larson for the Vikings. Connor Clemene comes in and gets the tackle for the Trojans. The Trojans now rotating a little bit on the defensive line of scrimmage. Cody Mastu going to get a little breather. Clemene kind of playing end. Jackson Meyer sitting on a defensive, kind of at that nose guard spot. Parker Strum at his end position. Second down and 6 yards to go for the Vikings at the Barnesville 41-yard line. Shotgun snap gives to Haugrud. He breaks free. He's going to be awfully close to the first down. Looks like he has it as he crosses the 35-yard line, and they'll move the chains. So Bricker Haugrud showing his legs again. 4:42 left here in the third quarter. The clock stops to move the chains. Pelican Rapids trailing 24-14. We'll see if the Trojan defense can bend but not break here again as Pelican Rapids inching deeper into Trojan territory. They're at the 35-yard line. A trip split to the near side. Handoff given again to Haugrud and picks up about 1 yard. Connor Clemene this time wraps him up, brings him down, so bring up a second down and 9. And they're bringing on the play now. One thing about it, being down by 2 scores, it's interesting, is we're coming up on 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. 24-14. Nice methodical drive here. They can score, and then it's going to be up to the defense to stop the Trojans, who have been kind of sputtering a little bit offensively, I would say, since the first quarter.
Right, yeah, you know, it kind of dates back. They had those back-to-back drives in the second quarter where they punted the ball away. I mean, it's just kind of been a struggle for the Trojans.
Larson, back to pass on the play action, and he gets his man Eisenman, but he doesn't get very far. Gets to the 30-yard line. And it looks like we have a Trojan down on the tackle. He's going to get up. We shall see Adam Brandon a little dinged up, so we'll have an official's timeout to get him off. He's going to have to come out, though.
Pick up 3 yards.
So nice tackle by Adam Brandon, but he's got to come off. So they're going to have to replace him. We'll see. He was slow getting up, so the official stopped, so he's got to come out for a play. So coming in to replace him is Aiden Bulgreen, and wonder if Eli Beachy will know that they have a sophomore coming in to replace Aiden Brandon. I know I certainly would look at that as Welch is kind of looking out there. He had a big catch to set up their last score in the corner, so this is going to be something to watch here.
Well, they've kind of been having coverage problems all night, too.
Yeah, Bulgreen now at safety. We got 4 quads to the near side. And we're going to do the same play that Welch scored on, got to the 1 yard line on, and it's going to be dropped. Incomplete. Beautiful passes right there. You got to give Logan Ehlert, I think it is, came in, or doing that. Logan Ehlert came in and he did a nice job of breaking that up because Welch was right there. I thought he had it.
Yeah, it looked like he had it all day long, and you know, kind of again, they see a one-on-one in the coverage, and you know, maybe Bulgreen's not quite over there to help so quickly. And they should have had, I mean, really a great opportunity. It just slips through the fingers.
And Ehlert does a nice job of breaking up. So it's 4th down and 6 now for the Vikings at the 31-yard line of Barnesville, trailing 24-14. Larson back to pass, heavily rushed, trying to get away, and he can't. A big sack there by the defender. What a beautiful play by Torkelson. Torkelson with the big sack, turnover on downs, and that's exactly what the Trojans needed to stop the momentum. Second drive in a row now where the Trojans are able to force Pelican Rapids into a turnover on downs.
Well, they've done an awful lot of bending, not any breaking tonight. That's exactly what they need in those big situations where they kind of allow the opponent into scoring territory.
Owen Thorkelson is a 225-pound, 6'5" junior. made things happen there. So 24-14, Trojans have it on the turnover on downs. 2:56 left here in the third quarter. Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard again. Trojans leading by 10. Back to pass now. Strand has a man wide open as Cam Halverson at the 35. Can he get by his defender? He breaks the tackle. Touchdown Trojans. Cam Halverson. A 65-yard. Oh, it's Eli Amundsen. Sorry, I had the numbers turn around. Eli Amundsen with a big catch. The end gets out in the flat there. And what a beautiful 63-yard touchdown pass from Jake Strand to Eli Amundsen. Amundsen, a great story, coming back after a knee injury. Also had another leg injury, kind of a freak thing this spring. Comes back after missing all of last year's football season. And is he able to get a 63-yard touchdown catch? And it's a 30-14 lead now for the Trojans with a 2-point conversion coming up.
Well, how about that for Strand? You know, kind of injured, maybe questionable what he was going to do the rest of the game. Comes in, makes a great touchdown pass.
Tape up the ankle, coach. I'm ready to go. And that's exactly what happened. Pitch out their side. This time it is Cam Halverson. He really has nowhere to go. Breaking tackles, trying to take people with them, but he will be short, and it's no good. So our score with 2:46 left here in the third quarter on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. It's the Trojans 30, the Pelican Rapids Vikings 14. This is high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel.
Barnesville Athletics is brought to you by Barnesville Internet, Strand Ace Hardware, Work Local Barnesville, Barnesville Grocery, Cody's Car Clinic, Ford Hill Farms, Barnesville Drug and Hardware, Dean's Bulk Service, Lee's Electric, Barnesville Booster Club, Bliley's Excavation, Ratzo's Pool Hall. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and as always, go Trojans.
Tommy Fox booth here at the Barnesville High School Athletic Complex. 2:46 left here in the third quarter. Again, a touchdown pass from Jake Strand to Eli Amundsen. Was able to get nice lead. They play that the Trojans needed there. 63-yard touchdown pass. And makes the score with a point after attempt no good on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, 30-14. And, you know, 2 turnover on downs and now a quick score. You got to think that is just psychologically, it's going to be interesting to see how Pelican Rapids comes back from this on this drive.
Well, yeah, you mentioned kind of just defeating the hope. I mean, that's kind of a deflating play there, especially when, you know, it felt like you had a touchdown within your fingertips. And so, you know, it's just going to be interesting to see how Pelican Rapids can respond.
Yeah, we might be talking about what Logan Eller did there to break up that pass that, what could have been a touchdown for the Vikings. The last second just kind of stripping it away there. I mean, we many times on Sundays and Saturdays wish that players at that level could make that type of play. It seems like it's right there, but he got it done.
Number 44, Matthew Jar.
So with the ankle injury to Jake Strand, Matthew Jar, the 5'9", 175-pound freshman, got a lot of time in the backfield last week. The freshman's going to boot it. It's going to end up in the hands of Eisman, and he's going to squeeze around and tell you he's nifty. He's breaking tackles, crosses the 40, gets across the midfield, and he's finally driven out at about the 38-yard line of the Trojans. I don't know what woke up Ethan Eisenman here in the second half, but he is everywhere. He made something out of nothing there on that kickoff return.
He's been absolutely excellent on both ends in this second half so far. I mean, breaking up passes on defense, taking these kick returns deep. I mean, he's just really had an excellent start to the second half.
So third quarter, 2:35 left here for the Vikings. Again, they start in Trojan territory at the 38-yard line, trailing 30-14. And Eli Amundsen, 63-yard touchdown catch from Jake Strand extends the Trojan lead on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. So you got 2 split out to the far side. Grady Larson, he wants to get it to Eisenman, gets in the flat, and Are they calling it incomplete, or is Major Neskin? And they do call it incomplete. So bring up a second down and 10. I thought for a second they were going to call it a lateral. Everyone's kind of waiting around. I thought Major Ness might scoop and score on that. I didn't hear a whistle at all. So second down and 10 now coming up for Pelican Rapids, again at the Trojan 38-yard line. And no doubt, I mean, Pelican Rapids, they got to score on this drive. I mean, they're in Trojan territory. They cannot afford to give up another turnover on downs. But it was the case last week many times when the first string is out there against Roseau. Young Mr. Barabich, he was able to go down, get deep into Trojan territory, but they were turned away many times, and that's happened tonight here again. As rolling out is Larson. He's looking, has his man in the flat. It's caught by Torres. Torres pushed out of bounds by Major Ness, but a nice pickup there from Larson to Torres. Pick up about six or 7 yards. 31-yard line, so bring up a third down and 3. So no doubt 4-down territory here with third and short. As our bank of lights is popped back on now here in the southeast corner of the field. Oh, it's turned out to be just a gorgeous night for high school football. Larson. Take the handoff give to Haugrud. He gets the first down, bowls over people, and is able to pick up about 13 yards on the play, getting deeper into Trojan territory at about the 20-yard line. So a nice first down pickup there. Bricker Haugrud has been running really well all night long.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about how Pelican Rapids has been doing in the air so far. Seems like they've been good there, but Haugrud has done a good job, too, of just establishing, you know, the run game. And he's done a great job giving them some opportunities on that side of the offense.
2:06 left here in the third quarter. Barnesville leading 30-14 as Haugrud gets it again. He squeezes through, finds a little path through the seams, gets about 7 yards on that carry. So the Pelican Rapids Vikings now finding a little groove here on the ground, and you got to wonder if this will set up maybe a play action type of thing. I mean, maybe the Torres or Welch. I think that's what we're kind of looking at here.
Certainly a couple different options that they could go to in this situation.
Second down and 3 for the Vikings at the Trojan 13. Handoff give up the middle again. And again, it's Haugrud, and he's going to get across the 10, down to the 9-yard line, picks up the first down. So it'll be first and goal for the Vikings at the 9-yard line. Knocking on the door, trailing 30-14, Pelican Rapids. Getting a nice drive. Can the Trojans bend but not break again? That's the question here. This would give them a little bit of life if they can score on this drive. Larson, Haugrud next to him. He has 3 bunched up in slot. He keeps it himself, kind of running an option. He pitches it out. Eisenman, and can Elias Cox stop him? No. Yes, he does. They say he went out at the 1-yard line. But a nice option play there from Larson Eisman. I tell you, that was a nice job of Elias Cox, able to stop a touchdown on that play.
Second goal for the Vikings.
So they say his knee was down right about at the 1-yard line. So it's going to be second down and goal from the 1 for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Clock rolling, 37 seconds left here in the third quarter. Again, Haugrud next to Larson. Most likely give it to him. He has it, and he bowls in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Vikings.
Viking touchdown.
Bricker Haugrud with his third touchdown of the game. And that makes the score 30-20, so look out. This game is far from over yet. 2-point conversion coming up.
Critical 2-point conversion.
Yeah, he can make it an 8-point game here. Just like that. How the tide has turned. And I think, you know, you look at it, compare like the 2020 year where Barnesville won the state title. About 3 or 4 kids maybe played both ways a lot. A lot of hands on the hips. You know, the Trojans haven't been tested like this in a little while. And Pelican Rapids certainly knocking on the door. Go for 2 to make it a 1-score game. 1 touchdown and 2-point conversion game if they can get this. Larson hands it off. Eisenman. Does he get in, and is he stopped? And oh my heavens, they stopped him. What a play there by the defense for the Trojans. Adam Brandon coming up. Adam Brandon maybe made one of the greatest plays of the night so far for the Barnesville Trojans. Able to stop Eisman from getting in. So our score with 25 seconds left here in the third quarter. On the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, it's the Barnesville Trojans 30, Pelican Rapids Vikings 20. This is high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Bricker Hargrud picks up his third touchdown of the game, cuts into the Trojan lead, makes it 30-20, and now the kickoff after the point after attempt was no good, goes out of bounds. So the Trojans, it's amazing, you know, they finally did break a little bit, giving up that touchdown. They get the 2-point conversion stop right at the 1 inch line where Eisenman was brought down by Adam Brandon.
It was unbelievable the amount of momentum that Eisenman had, and he just somehow didn't get in. It was really something to behold.
I think Brandon made the first initial hit, and he was helped out by a host of others. I think also coming in there was Logan Ellard, who's also had a nice game.
So well, that's just what you do, take it one play at a time, right?
So with the penalty, Trojans have a decent field position at their own 35, first down and 10. As Strand, handoff give to Clemene, and he's able to break through and finally get some room up the middle. Picks up about 9 yards of the play, brings up a second down and short. And we haven't seen that in a while, probably since the first quarter, where they're able to get some room up the middle in this running game. I mean, Pelican Rapids has done a nice job closing up that middle stuff.
Just haven't been a lot of gaps up the middle. They've really had to go kind of look to the outside the hashes if they want to try and pick up yardage. So definitely an encouraging sign for the Barnesville offense that they're starting to establish some gaps up the middle.
We head to the fourth now, and our score on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, it is the Barnesville Trojans 30, the Pelican Rapids Vikings 20. Heading to the fourth quarter, as we are listening to high school football on the Mighty 790 KFGO, KFGO.com, the KFGO mobile app, and the Barnesville Public Schools. Start of the fourth quarter. Derek Hansen, Nate Cohen, Tommy Fox back in the studio. Jeff Nibby here, handling the video portion. High school football as it's 30-20. Major Ness takes the first down carry, gets to midfield, picks up about 4 yards on the carry on the second down and short carry. So right at midfield, Trojans able to move the chains, and with a taped up angle, Jake Strand comes to get the second down play. And again, on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, 30-20. The Trojans of Barnesville leading Pelican Rapids right now and trying to kind of have a long sustaining drive to maybe put this one away. It's been a wild night as far as the scoreboard goes. We'll get to that. Warroad upsetting Hawley tonight. So we'll go through the scores there in the post-game show. Jake Strand taking his time. Handoff, give up the middle to Cam Halverson. He breaks free to the 45, to the 40. He is free, and he is gone. 10-5 touchdown, Cam Halverson. 50-yard touchdown run from Cam Halverson. And that certainly is going to take the wind out of the sails of the Vikings.
Number 43,
Cam Halverson, 50-yard touchdown run, his second touchdown run of the night from long distance. When he gets through that A-gap, if he gets to that second level, you can forget about it. That was amazing.
And like we mentioned, they kind of finally were starting to get a little bit of room. Pelican Rapids starting to give in the middle a little bit. Halverson did a great job taking advantage of that and taking it to the house.
So 2-point conversion coming up here for the Trojans. Ness Halverson Colmeen behind Strand. And handoff, pitch out, goes in, and we have Major Ness getting the pitch to the near side in for the 2-point conversion. It is good. So our score here, just 45 seconds into the fourth quarter. On the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboards, the Barnesville Trojans 38, the Pelican Rapids Vikings 20. This is high school football on KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. The studios, Jeff Nibby helping out with the video portion on the YouTube channel Public Schools. He does such a good job with everything going on at our Performing Arts Center. It is one of the crown jewels of the new edition of the school. There'll be a musical coming up here this fall. If you ever want to go see anything there, I highly recommend it. Everything is just pristine, beautiful there too with the Performing Arts. And kicking it off, again, we had another try, and coming up and getting it is Deco Chuza, and Checo D'Souza was able to get a nice carry there. I tell you, the kick returns have been pretty good for the Vikings all night as Luke Harbin kicked that one off. They're trying different. So it was another nice return for the Vikings. That's kind of been a story. They've been starting nice in the Barnesville territory tonight. They're at the 49-yard line of the Trojans.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, 3 or 4 now in a row that they've kind of given themselves good field position. Hopefully, or, if you're Pelican Rapids, you can cash in on this opportunity.
So 38-20 is Larson, and it's pitched back. Eisenman able to get free, and he makes something out of nothing there. The ball was stripped away, went out bounce, it looked like, but I tell this, Eisman, he's been, Ethan Eisman, he's a 165-pound junior. A lot of these skill position players I'm saying, outside of McCain, Hovland, they're all juniors. I mean, that's one thing you look at. They can beef up their line. They're going to be scary coming up in the future, and they're going to be tough to deal with later on this season. It's Larson, handoff give up again to Hovland. He's free, and he picks up a first down on about a 10-yard carry, crosses in deeper into Trojan territory, about at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Moving deeper into Trojan territory. Carson Smith is going to be coming in. Wholesale changes coming up. Big Carson to plug up that middle a little bit. I think we have Eisenman. He's going to take the handoff give, and he squeezes through, and not much there. Maybe picks up 2 on the first down carry. Actually, it was number 10 for the Vikings. Calvin Norton, Jr., first action we've seen from him. As Welch comes back in the game, Eisenman. I wonder if, did Hovland get dinged up a little bit on one of his last carries? Because I don't see number 4 out there right now. So that's something to watch, because Haugard's been huge tonight.
Yeah, he's been an absolute monster on the ground.
3 touchdowns on the ground for the Vikings to keep them in this thing. Pelican Rapids trailing 38-20, but driving deep into territory of the Trojans. They're at the 36-yard line, and back to pass is Larson. Larson overshoots his intended receiver, Torres. He's triple covered, but Torres got behind the defense. And that's something I know that's going to drive Brian Strand crazy, that he wants the safeties to get back there. So they've been able to get behind the coverage quite a bit tonight. 3rd down and 8 now for Pelican Rapids at the 36-yard line of Barnesville. Again, Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard 38-20 of the CI Sport Player of the Game coming up in the post-game show. Get a rundown of the scoring, look at the scoreboard tonight, see what's going on around the area. Just try to get you up to date on what's going on with the Redhawks tonight with Jack Michaels over on 740 The Fan as Larson. Back to pass, has a slant pattern over the middle. It's caught, and it's a 1st down, getting brought down at the 20-yard line. Nice job there on the catch by Tate Marriage, the tight end. He dropped one earlier. He got a nice reception there to keep the chains moving. So hurry-up offense going here as we're in the 4th quarter. 9:21 left in the game. 38-20 as Larson's back to pass on the 1st down carry, and he's going to be sacked. Who else? Parker Strom. He's been hassling him all night long, been held a couple times, but now he's down. That is not good. And Parker Strum is down, and he's holding his head, and this is not good because he has been in the backfield for the first 2 games of the season, the defensive end, and we'll see what happens here, but we might do a timeout. We'll do an officials timeout, a 1-minute timeout here. Again, it's a West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center timeout. It's the little things that make the difference. Again, on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, 9:06 left in the game. It's the Barnesville Trojans 38, Pelican Rapids 20. The Vikings are driving. This is high school football on KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools. So after the Parker Strum sack, Trojans leading 38-20 on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. 2nd down and 15 coming up for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Again, down by 18, trying to make something happen. Larson takes the pass, gets it out to Torres. Torres, right in front of Major Ness, able to get a nice gain there. So bring up manageable situations here for the Vikings, getting all the way down to about the 14-yard line. So bring him a 3rd down and 4, no doubt 4-down territory, all the way down to the Trojan 14-yard line. Derek Hansen, Nate Cohn with you, Tommy Fox back at the KFGO studios. And what are we doing here? So working with a chain gain here. Where were they at? So what are we calling here? It's a 3rd down and 4. We have a little kind of a conference of the chain gain and where the ball and the chain should be. So it's a 3rd down and 4 coming up for Pelican Rapids, deep into Trojan territory about at the 14. They need to get to the 10. Handoff give up the middle. And Haugerud is back, and he gets the 1st down, picks up about 7 yards. And I tell you, yards after contact in this game has been the key. There's no question about it for both sides.
Yeah, and for Pelican Rapids, I mean, Haugerud's been killing them all night. It's just really been an impressive feat for him tonight.
Yeah, Baravic showed that a little bit for Roseau last week, and that's one thing that Trojans defense will work on is it's 1st down and goal now for the Vikings. Handoff, give up the middle, not much there, and a fumble. It's a fumble by Haugerud, and it looks like the Trojans might have it. And that might be game, set, match. That is a tough break there for Pelican Rapids. They're driving down. Haugerud has had such a nice game, 3 touchdowns. We just bragged up about how he's going down and getting all this yardage, and he coughs it up, unfortunately. It looks like one of the defenders stripped it, but it's going to be 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Trojans at their own 5-yard line, leading 38-20. That is a tough one.
Well,
That's a tough one for Pelican, but it certainly should seal the deal. So
and Barnesville has just been excellent, with their back against the wall in this game. I mean, I've been really impressed at their ability to, limit the offense after they kind of let them into scoring position. I mean, it's just been really something to watch.
So power T formation again for the Trojans. The clock is sitting at 8:26 left in the game. Trojans leading 38-20. Handoff give. Clemene, he breaks free, and he's awfully close to getting to the first down. Clemene, looks like Amundsen kind of wants to come to the side. No, they're going to bring him back out. It does move the chains. First down and 10 now for the Trojans. Getting up to the 17-yard line, their own 17-yard line. I think this is going to be a lot of 3 yards in a cloud of dust to keep the chains moving, get out of here with a victory. And it's been a hard-fought victory against a very tough and tumble Pelican Rapids Vikings team. I've liked how they played. It's just been a few plays here and there.
It's been a very scrappy game, nothing coming easy at all.
So the Trojans, Clemene, Halverson, and Ness in the backfield. Strand under center. Strand. Handoff, give up to Halverson, and he breaks free, gets across to the 30, and he's going to be brought down at the 33-yard line. And if it wasn't for that tackle by the defender, was that Eisenman again? Might have stopped him from getting all the way to the end zone, because Cam Halverson almost broke another one. He is so dynamic when he gets in the open field. That is unbelievable. So first down and 10 for the Trojans, as on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, leading 38, or I should say 38-20. 38-20, 7:24 left here in the game. Just trying to methodically go down. Even if they don't score, they can just get a long, methodical drive and come home with a victory here.
Wither as much of that clock away as they can.
Handoff now, Major Ness, and he has nowhere to go. And they've really stuffed Major Ness all night long. And he's frustrated. As getting in there, Edwin Escobar and him kind of talking to each other after they're able to stuff him. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, brings up a second down and 10. So no gain at all. I almost thought he might have lost a couple yards on that. There's nothing there. 6:45 left here. Now in the game, 38-20, Trojans leading. Second down and 10 play coming up. Ball marked at the 32-yard line of the Trojans. Strand under center. Ness, Halverson, Clemene behind him. Back to pass now, and it's tipped away and it's fumbled, and the Pelican Rapids Vikings are able to jump on it. A recovery there by Roscoe Stubbs, who's had a nice game all night long on the defensive line for the Vikings. They were able to tip it away from Strand on the play-action pass, so a huge break there for the Vikings. Hold on, this one isn't over. So at the 18-yard line, the Pelican Rapids Vikings will have it first and 10. 6:21 left here. Vikings trailing by 18. They need 3 quick scores. Won't be easy, but that's the break they needed.
Absolutely, and especially when it feels like they've kind of had a few of those not go their way tonight. So, they got to be feeling thankful.
So Larson, as Eisman goes in motion, handoff now to Haugrud, and he breaks free. He's in the open, and he's getting all the way down to the 10-yard line. Picks up about 8 yards in the play, and I tell you, Bricker Haugrud, he's going to earn like a nice hot tub the rest of his muscles tonight. He's been doing a lot of the workload for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. He's in the backfield again. We got 2 slot. Larson takes the shotgun snap. Fake give. Has a man wide open. Touchdown to Eisman. He deserves it. He gets a touchdown for the Vikings. He's had a great second half, Ethan Eisman. And touchdown Vikings makes the score 30-26. Should say 38-26. 38-26. So making a 10-point lead here if they get this 2-point conversion. Turnover. Vikings score on it.
Great job to capitalize there, and Eisenman gets a well-earned touchdown like you'd kind of alluded to earlier. He's been all over the field today.
I wonder when Barnesville gets the ball back here. Obviously, onside kick probably coming up. If they get the ball, I wonder if they'll try to pass it again. It's one of those things. They're running the ball, and they try to play-action pass. Regardless, 2-point conversion coming up. Handoff. Haugrud, is he going to get in? And he does, so makes it again. Interesting game here, 8 point swing in our score here in the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. It is the Barnesville Trojans 38, the Pelican Rapids Vikings 28. This is high school football on the mighty 790 KFGO and the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Vikings recovered and scored off that turnover, and Salazar is the kicker. And right now they got to call a timeout because the special teams really don't know. We'll keep it here. Your timeout is brought to you by West Funeral Home. West Funeral Home Life and Tribute Center. It's the little things that make the difference. And they had a long delay getting the kick return team out there, knowing an onside kick is coming up, and Coach Strand a little frustrated with how that went out. So a turnover is something that you don't want when you're up by 3 scores here. Certainly makes to an interesting situation as we go deeper into the fourth quarter. Tommy Fox back at the KFGO studios. Jeff Nimby helping out with the video portion on the Barnesville Public Schools YouTube channel. Nate Cohen, Derek Hansen with you. Well, Friday Night Lights. We'll go through the scoreboard and the post-game show. The CI Sport Player of the Game coming up. Get you some scores going on. Keep you updated on the Red Hawks and other baseball scores, including the Twins. Twins lost 4 in a row to the White Sox. They're back in action tonight in Kansas City. Kansas City defeated the Twins tonight 2-1, and they're playing for their playoff lives. The Red Hawks in the postseason won game 1 of a best-of-3 series. Game 2 is tonight, and the onside kick is coming up, and it bounces around, and it ends up in the hands of a Trojan player. And it looks like it was in the hands of Brandon. The thing about it, too, is it did go 10 yards, so it was kind of risky for him to go grab it, but it happened so fast, and nice hands there by Adam Brandon getting the job done. So 1st and 10 for the Trojans, leading 38-28. And I think I'd be shocked if they try another pass play.
I would too. I think you just got to try and kind of, wind that clock down as much as you possibly can, second by second, right?
5:48 left in the ball game. 10-point lead for the Trojans on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, 38-28. As Strand has his usual backfield behind him. Pitch out and another fumble, and it's going to end up in the hands of the Vikings. So disaster. They don't do a pass play, but they pitch it out to Ness. Major Ness couldn't hang on to it. And now another turnover. So life again for Pelican Rapids, and Barnesville self-destructing. So 1st down and 10 now for the Vikings. You can see the energy on the far sidelines of the fans in the black and orange, and rightfully so.
Certainly a frustrating miscue for Barnesville. You got to think.
Yeah, I think the one thing is, putting the ball in the air, pitching it. I think if they get the ball back here, they just have to keep it simple and try to get this clock done. Because the clock now, we're sitting at 5:43 left in the game.
Go, boys!
And we got 3 men in the backfield now. Eisenman goes in motion. They want to set up a screen to him. He has a man over the middle. It's Torres, and he isn't able to catch it. They took out his legs, and it was kind of one of those, if they call them now, hospital balls, because he was really stretching out, and nice job there. Coming up and making the hit, I think, was Ellert, and he was able to knock him down. He would have paid for it if he caught it, that's for sure. 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass, and that stops the clock at 5:33 left here in the ball game. 38-28 on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. Trojans leading. Pelican Rapids trying to make this a one-score game. The 2-point conversion stuff has really made a difference here, too. It's now coming to the near side. Wide receiver is Merich. In motion goes Haugrud. They're going to do Eisenman on the screen, and Brandon overshoots the tackle, and then there's another fumble, and it ends up in the hands of the Trojans. Oh, my heavens. The second half has been great for Eisenman, and then somehow he coughed it up. I'm not sure who stripped it away from the Trojans, and he just lost it. But what a huge break there for Barnesville. And I think that is really going to suck the life out of the Pelican Rapids Vikings team. I mean, it's just one of those things mentally. I don't know how they recover from that, because you had it. You got 2 turnovers. You had your chance to get back into this, and then you turn it over.
Eisenman, yeah, just a tough break there. It kind of looked like he almost just kind of lost grip of the football, and the momentum kind of took him, and he just whiplashed the other way. Football, unfortunately, went with it.
So the clock now at 5:23, and now Major Ness, as he handed off to him, Ness is looking at the sidelines. What am I supposed to do? And they just bum rushed him, and he was tackled by a host of Viking defenders. So it's going to be 2nd down and long now after a loss of about 5 yards. 2nd down and 15. And they are at their own 33-yard line. I think we're having another timeout. We'll keep it here. Again, timeouts here in our broadcast. West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center. It's the little things that make the difference. Again, on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, it is the Barnesville Trojans 38 and the Pelican Rapids Vikings 28. And turnovers abound here over the last, been 3 turnovers in the past 2 minutes. 2 by the Trojans, 1 by the Vikings, and now a big loss. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, including Barnesville Drug and Hardware just on. They've been serving this area for a long time in downtown Barnesville, as they've been. Chris and Michelle Hoppy, burgers and sluttons for that. Pharmaceuticals and any type of hardware needs that you have, they have that in downtown Barnesville. Peterson Farm Seeds, Dairy Queen, Barnesville Grocery, Dean's Bulk Service, DRI, Valley City State University, CI Sport, and Acme Equipment. Also want to thank Muscatel Ford, Olson Pools and Spas, Linux Satellite Solutions, your Dish and DirecTV dealer, and CI Sport for getting us here in the KFGO 740 The Fan vehicle. 2nd down and 15 for the Trojans, leading by 10, 38-28. And we're coming up on 5 minutes left in the ball game. Ness goes in motion, and now we're going to have another, we have offsides this time, so they get the yardage back after the loss. That's a big break. And look like, that Major Ness, when he goes in motion, it tricks sometimes the referee, sometimes the defensive player, and that's exactly what happened. So.
Sometimes the broadcaster.
That's for sure. Well, a lot of things in this offense trick me. Trust me on that one. I think I'm getting down a little bit now, kind of watching after all these years. But so that brings up a 2nd down and 10 now for the Trojans. They're at their own 38-yard line. No doubt just trying to grind this one out and work on the mistakes for next week. Ness goes in motion again. Handoff this time to Halverson across to the 50, breaks free, now to the 40, to the 30, and he is gone. Touchdown, Cam Halverson, his 3rd of the game. That extends the lead, and that will be your ball game. Cam Halverson doing it again. Another 60-plus yard touchdown run for Cam Halverson. And it's now 44 to 28 in favor of the Trojans.
Halverson on that run there, just pretty much looking a defender, the last line of defense there, and just what an explosive step he made to get around him, and there was pretty much nothing else standing in his way of the end zone.
44 to 28, 2-point conversion coming up. 4:51 left here in the fourth. Back to pass. Strand has his man in the corner. Tipped away. Amundsen, no good. So point after attempt is no good. We'll keep it here. 4:51 left here in the fourth. On the Peterson Farm Seeds scoreboard, it's the Barnesville Trojans 44, the Pelican Rapids Vikings 28. Again, Peterson Farm Seeds. Seed smarter, grow stronger. So the Barnesville Trojans, now with this big lead, looking to finish things off here. We'll see if they get a kick return coverage situation here where it's a little bit more suitable. That has really stymied them all night long.
Certainly has given Pelican Rapids just some incredible field position this whole second half. You got to think, you know, it kind of makes you wonder if things would be different had they been able to cash in on those opportunities.
Barnesville heading to Pillager next week. And Pillager, they're big winners tonight over Thief River Falls 35-8. And looking ahead, Thief River Falls, who just lost to Pillager, they head to Pelican Rapids.
For the Trojans, number 81,
so the Prowlers heading down to Pelican Rapids. Pelican Rapids most likely to move to 0-3 as the squib kick coming up, and picking up is Cheka D'Souza, and he's able to cross the 40. Actually brought down in Pelican Rapids territory. So 4:45 left here in the ball game. Again, it's 44 to 28. Trojans with the lead. So a very impressive showing tonight by Cam Halverson. 3 touchdown runs. As back to pass is Larson, gets his guy in a slant, it's caught, first down. It's Tate Marriage right there. I tell you, this Pelican Rapids team is impressive. They got some athletes. Grady Larson's got a gun.
And the guys at the skill positions are just really impressive tonight.
As we got trips to the near side now for Larson. Larson has a man, and it's almost intercepted. Adam Brandon right there, 10 receiver, Ethan Eisman. That stops the clock now with 4:30 left in the game. Brings up a second down and 10. Second and 10 from the 49-yard line now. It's 44-28 in favor of the Trojans. Man in motion now. CJ Fay, and ball's dropped. Larson picks it up, has a man, and it's just over the outstretched hands of his intended receiver, Torres. Oh, is that Eisman? Sorry, that was Eisman.
Pass intended for number 0, Ethan Eisman.
I've called his name a lot. I don't think I called his name more than twice in the first half, and he's been kind of the go-to every way, shape, and form, defensively and offensively for the Vikings.
Yeah, he really made some nice adjustments in the second half. Just he's really had a ball game.
Well, the Beachies know sports. There's no doubt. Eli Beachy, the young head coach for Pelican Rapids, going back to that family, very synonymous with the Staples Motley area. As trips to the near side, Larson on 3rd and 10, caught by his receiver there. Elias Cox does a nice job of stopping him for a short gain. It's going to bring him a 4th down and about 7 yards to go for the first down in Trojan territory. They mark it at the 47-yard line, and Eli Beachy wants to talk about it. He knows how important this is. It's a timeout brought to you by West Funeral Home. West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center. It's the little things that make the difference. 4:06 left here in the game. 44-28. Trojans lead here on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. Peterson Farm Seeds, seed smarter, grow stronger. So Again, our sponsors, Acme Equipment, CI Sport, Valley City State University, DRI, Dean's Bulk Service, Barnesville Drug and Hardware, Peterson Farm Seeds, Dairy Queen, and Barnesville Grocery. Ever had a Barnesville Grocery brat, Nate? It's a good one.
What kind of brat?
Well, what kind do you want? They got a little everything. Wild rice, you can get jalapeno. They got a little bit of everything at Barnesville Grocery.
See, I love me a good special brat.
There you go.
It's a good brat.
They do a nice job down there. You're heading to or from the lakes. Pick that up. There's a big 4th down and 8 coming up here for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Again, Derek Hansen along with Nate Cohen, Tommy Foxback at the fan studios.
From the Trojan 47.
As we now have trips to the near side on this 4th down and 8. Grady Larson, the quarterback. Shotgun, and he's got a man in motion now. Elias Cox will follow him. Back to snap it. Larson looking over the middle, and he's got his man right at the 25-yard line, called to 26. That'll move the chains. And a nice job, Ethan Eisman doing it again. He is Mr. Everything this second half for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. I wonder if he didn't get a little talking to at halftime. Hey, let's go. And he's done it. Back to pass. Larson has a man over the middle. It's Welch overshoots him. Incomplete. He'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 now for the Pelican Rapids Vikings at the 26-yard line.
Incomplete.
Again, 44-28, Trojans with the lead on the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard. Clock stops on that incompletion at 3:47 left in the game.
The Trojan 27-yard line.
It certainly is not out of reach. I mean, you get this quick score, an onside kick, you're right there. That's where those 2-point conversions, the last one certainly made a difference for the Trojans. You kind of made a difference for the Vikings on one of those, and that's been kind of the story of the game. As trips to the near side, and I thought we might have a false start. We don't. And Larson's going to take it himself, and that's what man-to-man coverage sometimes does. As nice job, and they're going to call a low hit, and I'm not sure. I think they might say Logan Eller went in low. Is that the deal? Or I don't think it was a late hit by any means.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't think it was late. Or are they just saying he went after his knee? I'm just trying to figure this one out.
I mean, the tackle's definitely at the lower body, but a bit of a head scratcher there.
We'll see what the white hat signals. Obviously a personal foul. He didn't really signal anything. They just moved the chains. He didn't signal a thing. So here we go. 1st down and goal now for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Down by 2 scores. Back to pass. Looking over the middle. Has a man, and it's incomplete. Nice job of defense there. Elias Cox doing a great job again. He's been all over the place in a secondary position. So 2nd down and goal now for the Pelican Rapids Vikings from the 8-yard line. Again, 44-28. Trojans leading. 2nd and goal. Trojans trying to bend but not break again, as they've done multiple times. 3:33 left in the ball game. It's Larson. Has Haugrud next to him. Takes a snap, and they're going to give it to him. You can tell they were. And he has wide open spaces. He gets in for a touchdown. So a big touchdown run there from 8 yards out by Bricker Haugrud makes this an interesting game again. As on our Peterson Farm Seeds scoreboard, it's 44-34, and another huge 2-point conversion coming up.
Another great carry for Haugrud. I mean, he's just been all over it all night long.
4th touchdown run for Bricker Haugrud. Again, the CI Sport of the game coming up, a player of the game. I don't know if I've ever given it to a guy on the team that loses if they don't come up with this victory and tie it up here, but huge 2-point conversion coming up. Trojans lead by 10. Vikings trying to make it a 1-touchdown and 2-point conversion game, and he is in. So there you have it. So it's going to get interesting here. 3:27 left here in the 4th quarter. That 2-point conversion good. On the Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, it's the Barnesville Trojans 44, the Pelican Rapids Vikings 36. So no doubt another onside kick coming up here.
Barnesville going to have to break out the hands team once again.
Oh, my heavens. This is getting a little too close for comfort. If you're a Barnesville Trojan fan, you no doubt are sweating this one out. This is going to be one of the plays of the game. Bricker Haugerud, I mean, I give them a lot of credit to me, and they look like they're down and out a couple times. I thought for sure that would be it after Cam Halverson.
Yeah, you thought for sure that would have been the knockout punch, but, I mean, just a great answer by Pelican Rapids, not giving in at all.
That 2-point conversion is huge that the Trojans didn't get. You know,
Right.
if they had gotten that one, then you know.
Yep.
But here we go. Hands team going to be on again for the Trojans. And their kick return team. And the last one did not go 10 yards, but Adam Brandon grabbed it. And, of course, once you grab it, then it's game on. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see what Salazar does here. Jimmy Salazar, the kicker. He's a sophomore.
Kicking off for the Vikings, number 9, Jimmy Salazar.
He's got Amundsen, Brandon, Benjamin Brayton up. And that one doesn't go 10 yards, but it's recovered again by Brandon. It only went about 6 yards, but Brandon took it anyway. So.
Recovered by the Trojans, number 9.
If it ain't broke.
Yeah. He's gutsier than me on that, too. It's so tough, though, because it goes right about 11 yards. Then you're sweating, you know, so
Yep.
he just took care of himself. So, oh, man. Palm sweating for Barnesville Trojan fans, that's for sure. 3:26 left here in the fourth quarter. 44-36, an 8-point lead for the Trojans. If I see anything but handoffs to Cam Halverson or Clemene or maybe Ness, I'd be shocked.
Tightly concealed handoffs. That's got to be what they're looking for.
Strand under center. They're at the Pelican Rapids Vikings 45-yard line. Ness has the ball. He's able to stay in bounds, I think on purpose. Nice job. Heads up play there by Major Ness. He is brought down after about a 7-yard gain. Gets all the way to the, they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line of Pelican Rapids. So it'll be second down and a long 3.
7-yard pickup by number 3, Major Ness, brings up 2nd and 3 for
And do we have a timeout call? Why the clock? Okay, so it's rolling. Just under 3 minutes left now. 3 minutes left in the game. 44-36. 8-point lead for the Trojans, trying to run out the clock. Pelican Rapids needs a stop. Needs to force a turnover. And the bank of lights went out again. We're going to keep playing. Handoff. This time to Clemene, and he's able to get to the first down marker and more. So Connor Clemene, a big first down. That'll stop the clock to move the chains. Clock stops at 2:32. Moves it all the way down to the Vikings 34-yard line. And I think they want like 4 yards in a cloud of dust. There's no doubt about that. Now you're seeing the running backs getting the plays. Because of the taped up ankle of Jake Strand, the quarterback. Usually he runs to the sidelines and gets the plays from Trowbridge. And Nessa's got to hurry the play in here. The clock is down to 8 seconds now.
6 seconds.
We're at the 2-minute mark. Handoff, they get it off in time. Ness takes it. He breaks free, gets across to the 25. He's going to be brought down right around the 20-yard line. His momentum stopped, and they finally blow the whistle. So another first down carry for Major Ness, about 12 yards. That was impressive.
Well, it's got to feel good for Major Ness too. He's kind of struggled to get some of those big carries, but now here, crunch time, he goes and he helps his team out with 2 pretty big carries.
He's kind of limping. Kind of grabbing his legs. He might be cramping up a little bit. Something they got to watch here. 1:34 left in the game. First down and 10 for the Trojans at the Pelican Rapids 20-yard line. 44-36. Trojans lead by 8. The never die Pelican Rapids Vikings hanging in there. Strand getting the play clock down to 1. They'll just call a timeout. So we'll do a West Funeral Home timeout with them. West Funeral Home in Life Tribute Center. It's the little things that make the difference. And I thought, boy, are they going to snap it? They're pretty good at, you've seen over the years with the play clock here, not every small school has a play clock in the end zone. That certainly is a key thing here for the Trojans. So again, The Peterson Farm Seed scoreboard, 44-36, Barnesville leading by 8. And this is going to be a big first down play, just trying to get this clock to run out here. I don't think Eli Beachy has enough timeouts to stop it, so I mean I think they pretty close, pretty close to being able to take victory formation and come out here with. I tell you, it's been a roller coaster ride of a game. I mean, just when at the beginning we thought, boy, is this gonna be a 50-6 game? And then Pelican Rapids would not give up. I give them a lot of credit. That was a lot of heart shown tonight by the Pelican Rapids Vikings.
Absolutely.
And it's not over yet. You know, if they can force a turnover here.
A cockroach effort from Pelican Rapids.
Man,
I mean, they just wouldn't go away.
That is a great way of describing it. So a limping Major Ness, a limping Jacob Strand.
First and 10 for the Trojans from the Viking 20-yard line.
First down and 10 at Pelican Rapids 20, leading by 8. Handoff, Cam Halverson keeps it, maybe gets a half a yard. And then there's and we have a timeout.
No gain on the play.
And we got an injured player.
10 for the Trojans.
I wonder, it's an injured player for the Vikings, and maybe that's why Eli Beachy didn't take I think he has one timeout left. So another West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center timeout. 44-36, Trojans with an 8-point lead. And we have 1:01 left in this ball game. Second down and 10 coming up for the Trojans at the Pelican Rapids 20-yard line. I'm Derek Hansen. He's Nate Cohen. Tommy Fox back at the KFGO studios. Jeff Nibby helping us out here with the visual part of things on the Barnesville Public School.
Barnesville Athletics is brought to you by Barnesville Internet, Strand Ace Hardware, Work Local Barnesville, Barnesville Grocery, Cody's Car Clinic, Ford Hill Farms, Barnesville Drug and Hardware, Dean's Bulk Service, Lee's Electric, Barnesville Booster Club, Bliley's Excavation, Ratzo's Pool Hall. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and as always, go Trojans.